Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Team Fortress TV. My name is GrumpyKoi, and we're going to be covering the ETF2L Season 34, Week 1 of the Premiership, the quarterfinal between nerdRage and top5rocket. I am not alone, though, to break this down. I have the wonderful Eemes as my co-caster. How you doing, Eemes?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to the first game of playoffs. Obviously, I will in fact play the winner of this game, so it's big stakes in it for me. But I'm just looking forward to a good game of TF2. I think both teams are pretty evenly matched, so anything could happen really.
And alongside us, we also have ArchRhythm as our producer, who's been doing a huge amount of work this season. It's his first season being a producer for TFTV, and he's done a really good job. So I just wanted to say that right now. But going into this, yeah, it's going to be interesting because we had a little kind of pre-cast chat about this, and these teams are quite evenly matched. Like you mentioned before, there's been some interesting situations happening this season for both these teams.
Yeah, definitely. So they went 3-3 in the season. That was nerdRage taking product, which has probably been their strongest map all season. So as expected, top 5 bandit against them. They're very, very good with sniper on that map and with Eemes on scout. And then the other game was top 5 winning, I think 3-1 on Granary, which will be our second map of this series. So with our first being Snake, which I think nerdRage are pretty solid on Snake. They have some nice mids. Yeah.
Have we got the map breakdown then of what these guys are going to be playing against each other on?
I can give it to you if you like.
Yeah, tell me. I'm interested.
Although I don't actually... I think I can find it. So the maps are Snake, Granary, and finally the decider is going to be Sunshine. And the bans were... obviously, as I mentioned, top 5 banning product, because that's probably nerdRage's by far their strongest map, and then nerdRage banning Reckoner. And I think that's understandable as well, because they lost Reckoner to the other French team earlier in the season, which is not one they would expect to lose, and obviously Reckoner kind of the wild card map. So if you don't really like it, you don't really want to have to scrim it in playoffs at all, you just think, yeah, we'll ban that one. So pretty standard bans, and then of course, because nerdRage finished with 1 more point, they get to pick the decider, which is going to be Sunshine.
Ooh, I like Sunshine. And, especially when you talk about the Snake and the Sunshine pick, that really screams to me Eemes picks, personally. Like they're maps that Eemes personally likes to play quite a bit. I feel like the Granary is going to be interesting, and I think it's actually a good pick for the Frenchies top 5 because of their performance against nerdRage on Granary. And I'd say alongside Reckoner, Granary is one of the weaker maps that I've seen performance-wise out of nerdRage. So it could be... Well, actually, it's interesting because they had a really, really good showing when they had... I can't remember who it was, but they had Zebasai like murking for Eemes, and they had a really good showing on Granary. But their other showings have not been that strong. Like the one they played against top5rocket just didn't really feel really concise, and a lot of the plays were really kind of disorganized and chaotic, and all in the worst ways possible. Eemes.
Should we talk about the players on the teams? Can be the standout players, this kind of thing?
I think we can rock through the teams. I'll start with top5rocket. So we call them the Frenchies, but I think that's actually a really bad description because they are the French team with 2 Italians. We have Sorex and Neo. Sorex being one of the Italian stallions on top5rocket, and then you've got Korbak, Sorex, Elikor, bringing up sort of the explosive classes, the first 2 being soldiers, the last one, Elikor, being, quite a legendary demo in the scene. He's, I don't want to say, it's just like, are we comparing Elikor to Lucas now? Like, I feel like it's kind of gone that way, hasn't it? Because I remember being like, oh, Lucas plays a lot like Elikor, that aggressive demo style. And now Lucas has kind of gone off with that, and just kind of. Oh
just
no!
Quickly, while we do our first rollout, I'll take you through the nerdRage team. So it's Scruff and Kuno on scout, Eemes and Polygon, the soldier duo, Eemes on pocket there, and Smire demo sprite. The newbie Deprem bring up the med class, as we will see this first mid. I'm expecting this map probably to be a win for nerdRage, as it is their pick, but it could be really close going to either side, kind of depending on how well Elikor does, as we do have this pretty slow fight in this first mid, Grumpy.
Yeah, we do, but we do see the double soldier bomb go in from nerdRage. They do get some connections, and Elicor does go down with the 2 soldiers for top5rocket going down as well. And right now, nerdRage really aggressive. Huge amount of bombs coming out there. Polygon taking up the high ground. They're looking to try and connect onto the players, but they do lose Smearo with a bit of an overextension. Not really the tightest situation you want to be in, but they should be able to get second off that. But they're not going to have as much of a hold because they're going to be waiting for Smearo to come back up. And it looks like top5rocket want to do it. Demol trying to skip through, isn't going to get it. He is going to get Polygon, however, but the bomb comes in from Eemes trying to take that high ground. Demol taking it, dealing a nice little 40 chunk to the med.
Yeah,
once that happens, Sorks is going to get cleaned up. Alright, Eemes.
That's right. Yeah, something of an unconvincing hold there on second by nerdRage. I mean, obviously they did lose Smear, so they were kind of difficult for them to hold close. They were kind of caught in 2 minds. You know, Polygon tried to hold the door super close on balcony, but you know, evidently they weren't really ready, buffed enough to actually hold super close. And with the demo down, it's pretty hard to hold. So they all set with mid. Could have taken second off that, but yeah, they tried. Smear went for the super risky play to try and get a frag onto one of the scouts or ace as they left, and get cleaned up. So yeah, they're back on mid. They're chilling. As we do go into our first stalemate here.
Yes, sadly they weren't able to get a hold on that, but the bomb does come in, but Eemes immediately gets cleaned up. And now Demol trying to go with the counter sack, trying to skip past Smearo. Smearo takes 100, another 100, and gets cleaned up by the rocket from Demol. Big rockets from that bomb, and that's going to create a huge opportunity for top5rocket. They're looking to edge their way in from choke. I think they're in right now. They're going to be pushing up. They're sending the soldiers and the demo up. Callback looking for a bomb in. Tries to connect it, but they've cleaned up 2 players, Eemes, and that's a good, nice little push from nerdRage.
Yeah, really, really sloppy from Smear there. Should never be dying while his soldier is sacking, and they will actually get rolled all the way to their last. Now, Scarf actually dying. Oh, that's a massive feed from Scarf. I'm just going to go for the play on Ace. Gets 2 rockets, but a nice little surf from Ace there. And now, after, I mean, what should have just been a single sack, nerdRage are being rolled their entire way to the last with just excessive feed, not able to cut their losses and just get out. And now, I mean, Smear going down again. Going to cue the push for top 5. They're just relentless here.
They're like top 5 are just not giving any space right now to nerdRage. nerdRage's Polygon's going to get cleaned up. Konu on top. He's not going to do it. Oh my god. Sprite! Absolute mad lad gets a kill. Manages to stay alive. Duke pretty much everything. And he's still...
Oh my god, nice pass from Smear. Wow, okay, that was a crazy last defense. I really thought they had that, I'm not going to lie. Smear, I mean, finally, he had 3 massive feeds in a row, but he does come in and clutch out with the pipes there at the end. It's now a full advantage with Sprite. So, top 5, they're going to really be kicking themselves after that, because that was a great opportunity to win the round. They just didn't play it quite cleanly enough, and now looking pretty good for nerdRage, as we do see. I mean, this could have been shaping up to be a very slow match, but it's very much not. It's back and forth, crazy mistakes by both teams, and we see a push now coming from nerdRage.
Yeah, well, every time these guys have faced off against each other, there has been a plethora of mistakes, but Sprite looking to come in, and Demol nearly takes his head off, but not going to connect that. nerdRage now pushing forwards, Polygon taking up the high ground, seeing if he can get in onto the sniper, but Demol's going to back out, with not taking any damage from that. But yeah, like, we need to talk about Sprite there. Sprite did such an amazing job of staying alive, denying the point, and healing his team all on like 30 HP. Like, he got a frag. He was easy pickings by any splash class, but he managed to stay alive. As Scruff goes into Elicor and pays the price. They're looking to get Demol back into Saw right now. They're trying to go for that sniper play right now, Eemes. What are you feeling of that? Because there's so much space. Callback is behind, but it doesn't feel... Oh, as I say that, he gets cleaned up.
Yep. Interesting decision to go for a sack there while they are on sniper, so no sollies actually right now for top 5 to hold the chokes with. This could be an opportunity for a nice strike push from nerdRage. But I think they're chilling a bit. Like, it's pretty funny if you think about how that scenario went. So a little while ago, so Polygon did his sack onto second, right? And they absolutely, completely beefed everything. nerdRage, they got rolled all the way back to their last, and then top 5 beefed everything, and here we are all the way back in the exact same situation. So you know, we're where we were 5 minutes ago, basically.
Reset. And Eemes going in, trying to get some space. Soldier holding forward, trying to just... They're just exchanging so much spam, but not really getting any connection. But I do see a red player might be behind. Is that Scruff on the spy?
He's chilling there. So it's interesting to see both teams already have enough classes in this stalemate, so they're really raring to go. That Scruff might be making his play now. He's heading up towards point. He sees Ace. Top 5 is really trying to make something happen that could make them very vulnerable to Scruff. He's not gonna decloak. Scruff's taking his time. What is he doing, Grumpy?
He just has to be careful, because if he does it too, oh my god, he's in us. There's just a sea of blue around him. You can see him panic there. But the other thing that you can use a spy for, if they're not really figuring it out, is use it to really spot out soldier bombs and, you know, call the position of the enemy med so that you can send someone in. And that's exactly what they're trying to do right now. Eemes does go in, creates a bit of chaos, but Scruff just not finding a real place to really decloak. This could be it here, though, as soldiers do jump away. He needs to decloak as close as possible without making enough sound. They must be aware. Like, you can, yeah, they are having a look for this
He's
guy.
actually
They're
decloaking
checking.
cheese right now. He's just okay. But it's weird. So it's actually nicely done by Eemes in a way. It's kind of unorthodox to sack when you have a spy, but it does kind of sell it a bit better. You know, if they're actually going for soldier sacks instead of just keeping the 5 players on mid. So, I mean, if I don't actually know how nerdRage has found out about this, as Scruff is making his way in, he's actually right behind Ace right now. But I mean, they're almost going to hit the decloak. He just got bashed. Sorix doesn't see. Sorix is running into him. He's decloaking now.
No! Oh my god! Scruff gets Ace. What? But nerdRage just collapsed.
But meanwhile, every player on nerdRage has died. Despite still having his Uber. Please, I don't know. This game is absolutely insane already. We're only 5 minutes in, Grumpy.
What happened? Like, they didn't need to push that hard. They got the frag. Sprite somehow, by the grace of God, manages to actually get out and keep hold of his Uber. So they're going to have to try and use this Uber charge, but they don't really want to be using it to take control of mid. And there's a lot of close players. Fight going on in the kitchen. Nice rockets coming out of Polygon to clean up Neo. Eemes jumping forward. They've managed to bully out top5rocket. Eemes actually wants to chase. He's very, very far forward. 115 damage on the med, but not going to be enough to clean him up. And the force comes out from Demol. So he's going to get out. They've traded players again. Sprite's all on his own. Callback's now in a great position. What is going on, Eemes?
These are some extremely messy pushes, which is why we're having such trouble casting it, I think. But yeah, Sprite getting forced there. I mean, they kind of looked like they had them locked out, but they went in very deep to try and sort of follow up with that play, and kind of just got destroyed by the scout on the fence, I think. And now, after that kind of sloppy second take, top5 coming straight into mid. Both sides going very aggressive there. Polygon is extremely weak in choke, as is Scruff. They're all going to have to leave now, and Sorix is running forward, guns down Polygon, and still a 60% advantage for top5, so it's going to be really hard for nerdRage not to be back all the way on their last now.
nerdRage just seem to be making all of these big mistakes on every single push, and top5rocket seem to handle it. Oh, Smire actually... I actually spoke about this. Like, Smire is a little bit of a king of traps, I'd say. Like, he does come out with some really interesting traps sometimes.
I mean, Elicle's got some edgy sticky traps as well, you know. There's a lot of potential. Honestly, Snakewater, probably the best map for sticky traps. Maybe Granary is also pretty good, but there are some, you know, funky ones. At the start of this season, in fact, Smir dropped my medic in a very unfortunate scenario with a trap in the rock on grass, and completely. That was just a heartbreaker drop, honestly. Smir's pretty good at, you know. Again, there's rock traps, but anyway, we do see a trade onto mid. Not a second, rather. Sprite gonna be leaving now. Well, I don't know. It's kind of chaos right now, honestly. What?
Right now, it's looking so much stronger for top5. Sorix getting a nice flag onto Koth. Now they're rotating onto the left-hand side, trying to bully their way in. They've got 2 frag leads. The bombs come in from Eemes. He's 11 HP. He's going to get cleaned up. And they just need to work it slowly, pick out the players, take down Smire, take down the soldiers. The scout's now on point. They need to deal with that as quickly as possible. Staying alive on, like, no HP. But that's the first round going to top5rocket with a very good last push.
Yeah, I mean, you can see me there trying to take the advantage of the downtime to just like get my thoughts out, but there's really no downtime in this match at all. Both teams just trying to make stuff happen constantly, and I don't really know why nerdRage decided to go for such a risky push out of last, but yeah, they dropped 2, and then it was just kind of, you know, snowballed from there. So nicely done by top5 to thrive in the chaos and punish nerdRage for a kind of risky push.
Yeah, I feel like that's where nerdRage like to be, is in the chaos, but top5rocket are just in control of that chaos right now. As you mentioned, they have trade players, though they've lost 3, looking a bit stronger, but Sprite is down, and Ace is still alive, but he's taken a huge amount of damage. He's currently 40 HP. Scruff looking for the chase. Elikor doesn't really want to give him that space at all. And they are going to be able to get into their last. And yeah, that was quite an interesting mid-fight. Lost so many players on the sack for Sprite there.
I mean, that was a really weird mid, to be honest. It kind of shows the opposing styles. Like, Ace and Elikor were playing extremely passive in their saw, as nerdRage went super aggressive and took over all of top right, so they had a massive space advantage. But Eemes just came in from the back and killed Sprite with nobody looking at him, basically. So very, sound zone for Sprite there. And Elikor and Ace will manage to make it out, and they will be able to push back into mid with a sizable 50% advantage. And probably coming through this saw area now, they're going to be, they're coming in.
Yeah, they're looking to come in, taking a bit of spam, but they've started the space. Bomb coming in, trying to force it from Polygon. He's going to get cleaned up by Sorex, and they're pushing forward right now. They're going to be able to bully them out. There seems to be Scruff down and lower. He's going to get cleaned up. And right now, top5rocket, nice clean push into mid.
I mean, I guess it was a clean push by them, but really, I mean, it was an unnecessary mistake from Scruff there. Like, they're down 2 now, so this should be a pretty decent push for top 5. They could just take space and get the force. Am's dying. So once again, I mean, nerdRage are bleeding players all over the place. It's like they have no structure anymore. They can forward for a trade, but that Uber's worst. It could be really bad from the Sorex. It's going to take it straight into them here. Sprite's going to have to leave, and there's a lot more space in top 5, even though Demo has been traded out. Elikor's in. They're also weak on nerdRage, but in fact, they're getting the frags, and Elikor goes down. Wow, that was a big overextension from top 5. That was not what I was expecting.
Yeah, really, really good punish actually out of nerdRage. They dealt with that overextension really nicely, and they forced a really good hand right now. Ace still survived, but Sprite's got enough of enough building potential around him to get a little bit of that advantage, but not really enough. But we've seen Ams go in on less as they're already coming in. They're trying to push out the players. Scruff's gone below. He's taking a 1v1 with the scout. He is going to get cleaned up by Elikor. Now Elikor putting a huge amount of damage in, but Smeare cleans him up. Now this is good for nerdRage. They need to pick up some more players, Eames, and then just start pushing. Maybe do a rotation, get another frag, push in. They don't need to overextend it too much, because that's what they've been doing, is they've been going in too hard and not calming it down after getting that first frag.
Yeah, they're so aggressively now with Kuno taking the trade. Smear's going to be far back. It's going to be perfect position actually to avoid the Uber from Sorex. Uber's just traded on point right now. It's pretty much an even fight, so it depends who wins this counter-aggression, but Demo will go down first. Ams is in really aggressively onto Ace. He gets a 2-rocket, huge one by Ams, even though he was like half HP, still gets Ace, and this is absolutely critical. This could be easily around for nerdRage now. Really nice repush by them.
Yeah, nerdRage have done a really good job. Only 2 surviving players left with 5 seconds on the next spawn, but they are going to come back in a second now, but the push is already in. Neo on the heavy, trying to just deny them. Does get cleaned up. So many players on the point. There's nothing they could do. And that's going to be 1-1. nerdRage picking up a point.
Yeah, even Steven's here. As I mean, that was actually finally a really clinical push from nerdRage. They had Scruff went in for a funny play. He did die, but he actually got the demo, and that was just enough to make the soldiers. Obviously, it's a lot better to hold second with the demo man up, and the soldiers on nerdRage didn't really know what to do. And Kuno and Smear just taking advantage of it, having a really nice trade, and the Solis on nerdRage come back in and absolutely destroying them. So yeah, 1-1, and here we go to our third mid.
And on this third mid right now, we see bombs coming in from nerdRage, trying to get a player behind, but they weren't able to do it. And now they've got a frag, and this is going to be really good for them. Polygon's got a great opportunity to clean up the high ground. Sorex actually going in, taking the 1v1 with the scout. He had the heal, so he wins that. But top 5, not really playing that strong right now on that mid, and they're getting chased once again by nerdRage. And they need to be careful. Ams is kind of just going in. I don't really know what his plan is there. He's got too much to deal with, and he's going to get cleaned up by Sorex. By the Rex.
Yeah, there was I mean, Ams sort of didn't have a knowledge of where his team was there, basically. He was trying to catch out top 5, something leaving, but his team was absolutely nowhere near, not ready. They were too weak after the fight and still capping to actually support him as Neo does start pressuring towards Junior. They actually call back 2 players coming through kitchen. Sorex doesn't get dropped though, so it's going to be a nice trade back to either. He was been forced a lot earlier, but in fact, it's a decent force, so this could go either way. Apple's going to come deep. The picks are probably going to be more important now, and Sprite's going to. Yeah, Smith's going to walk back in. Kind of another extreme messy fight. Grumpy, take over from me.
What did Ams do? Why is he dead? Why is he dead to himself? What has he done? He does this. I don't understand. I watched him on Gully and he did the same thing. But right now, Neo's going in on Smeary, cleaning up Elikor, but both demos are down. Depends on how these soldiers come back into the fight. Eemes cleaning up a kill. Huge amount of damage on the Minsaw. They're getting backpedaled out. And Eemes looking forward to chasing in. There is a lot of chase on that medic. But oh my god, Eemes is just not letting down. And the Rex has been dealt with. Yeah.
That was an interesting fight on mid because at first top 5 had better spawners, so they committed really hard, but then nerdRage got better spawners and they came in and crushed them with them. Polygon will be deep onto point. He's going to get ace and Elecor huge by Polygon. Wow. And he didn't even have any support with that. I have no idea how that happened, but this is just a push for nerdRage right now. As Polygon spams a little bind in chat, everyone's going to get cleaned up, and nerdRage showing their dominance now with a couple of, they're getting a little bit cleaner finally. They're stopping bleeding players in the transition, and they're looking pretty strong right now.
They are, and it is kind of a polar difference to how they were playing before. It looks like they've slowed up a lot of things, but not like the annoying way of slowing it up. It's not like, parking the bus, but they've just, there's a little bit less reckless abandon coming out of some of their pushes, and you can see it works a lot better for them. As we're coming into this fourth mid, we're going to be seeing just how they're going to really make this happen for them. As Korbak bombs in really, really nicely. He's going to get denied super quick, and that's the first frag of this mid. Eemes. Polygon is going to be the trade, but they're trying to clean up on the players. Ace does get picked up by Eemes before going down, and now that they're going to just get pushed with the double-healed scouts. Elecor gets cleaned up by Scruff. Another bomb comes in. Scruff cleans that one up as well, and that's just a nice, easy mid-fight for nerdRage.
Yeah, when we saw neither soldier on top 5 had anything like a good bomb on that mid. So Korbak went in and died immediately, and then Eemes could walk over top and just bomb straight into Ace. He knows that if he gets that med there, when his team's already winning the fight, then it's an absolutely huge pick. Gets the T-Rocket, and then sets up nerdRage for a really, really easy last push now if they can, execute it correctly.
Yeah, they have got the sentry gun out though, Eemes, so Smearo's going to have to spot that out nice and quickly. Or, okay, Kunu's in the air. But he has come back down, started the cap on the point. Stickies have gone in from Elecor, and eventually he's going to clean up, but he doesn't det them. He's relying on the soldiers to do it for him, and there's so much time on the point. But Scruff and Eemes are the only ones left. Eemes getting cleaned up. Scruff is already out of there, and that's going to be a failed push from nerdRage. Why did they fail that, Eemes?
Well, they failed that because Demo came back out of right shutter behind Kunu as he capped, and he two-rocketed him. So no one actually locked that off properly, and Kunu, standing on point facing their left spawn, he died to Demo coming through behind him, which he was completely unaware of. And when your pocket scout dies that quickly and doesn't even trade for the Roma, then there's absolutely nothing doing on the whole push. So that's why they lost.
Oh. Well, that was unfortunate. And now they have to deal with 100% Uber ad to top 5 rocket.
What?
Smeary! His traps are so good. He cleans up Ace and gets the drop, and that changes everything. Once again, what is going on?
Yeah, very nice from Smear. Very unorthodox to trap all the way into kitchen there, and I'd probably get that blind as he came to the door. But Sprite dies to Demo! I don't know how that happened. Just casting from the kill feed right now, but that's an absolutely... That death should never ever happen. I don't quite know if the scouts beefed or what happened, but both teams just trading meds in unfortunate scenarios. So, chaos once again, Grumpy.
Yeah, just more and more chaos as Smeary does get cleaned up by Sorry. Oh, cough. Whacking out the sniper for the first time this game, trying to show off that ability. Eemes is behind. He hits one, he hits two, but he's gonna have to deal with the rocket onto the scout. He's now going for the Minecraft, and he trades with Damul as a result.
Dude, Eemes is just going crazy on this map. Honestly, this is really funny to see. Like,
what even was that? That was so good. And right now, Elecord's getting so much damage onto him, trying to hold on to this mid. Smeary wants to bring it forward. Bombs coming up. Polygon in the... Oh my God!
Jesus.
The madness gets piped by Elecor. Korbak finishing that off.
And if they didn't kill him there, he was straight onto Ace. He'd already hit a nice 80 damage rocket and he would have been on his head. So that's huge double airdrop from the projectile classes on top 5. As he'll be rolling in here with 2 picks now. Eemes going down very early to Elecor. Kuna might even die. He's very isolated. He's extremely weak. He's going to get bombed by Korbak and he will go down. He's got 2 picks to head on to last here with top 5.
Oh, dude, some of the rockets coming out of this game right now are insane. Jamal hit a nice little upward rocket. Look at Polygon bombing in, cleaning up the Rex. Now Elecor having to try and deal with that, but he's not going to be going. But Eemes is in! Skip jumps in, doesn't manage to connect anything. Just a nice rocket. That's going to be all he can do. And they're going to have to back out. Them all having the 1v1 with the scout. It's going to clean up Scruff. Now Koff joins in. Does get the frag up. But they've traded players. Elikor looking to try and deny that. Am's going in with the bomb. Once again, the chaos still ensues as he gets cleaned up. And with that frags, it's going to mean that there's a little bit of an advantage to top5rocket right now, players-wise.
Yeah, it's weird to see from nerdRage. I mean, in this scenario at 0-0, they were pushing out, and now they're 2-1 up, 9 minutes left, and then these. Okay, Elikor goes for a second, instantly dies. But they're pushing out in kind of risky ways. He's really bled 2 hit earlier, and now Elikor is dead. It was tempting to go for a push, but there are a lot of ways that you could mess this up. So, we'll see if nerdRage actually do take the decision to go in here. Despite it's really weak, walk all the way through. They will trade a slightly better Uber for top 5. It's actually way better for top 5. Kunu's beefing. They're not even going to have to use. Oh no, this is why you don't. Whatever.
Oh my god, that's so confident from Ace. They've got 100% Uber. They're coming from lower. They're going in on to Smearay. Smearay's going to go down. top5rocket bringing it home. Bringing it back and drawing it up as Ams goes down. I say that. Caster's curse. Nah. Oh. Can Sprite do his magic again? No, he can't. And it's 2 apiece.
Hit them with a question mark there. And I mean, it's interesting. The 2 rounds that nerdRage have lost in this are from pushing out of their last when they really had no reason to. I mean, they had a demo pick. It's an okay push, but if you don't execute it well, then you instantly lose. And that's exactly what they did twice in a row now. And even more strange to do it in this situation when they had 8 minutes left and they were winning. Why?
Please
Why,
look
why?
at callback. Please look at callback.
Ooh.
Hello, we have a Putis to mid. We saw this at the I-65 Grand Finals actually. 7 did this play. So is it going to bring the same sort of fortune to top 5? We will see. Is Korvac enough of a Putis to match up to Salentes? As well...
Honestly, I think not, because they've rolled him out catwalk and they have absolutely no map control at the moment. Like, they're all standing basically in their choke. nerdRage can just play on point and just have much better spam angles. Even though Korbak's on heavy, he's not really shooting anyone, but as we say that, yes, they do get destroyed. But that was the other team for a second. Why did they roll out catwalk, Grumpy? Explain that one to me.
I don't know, you just... Oh, wait. Korbak gets the frag onto Smearay. Now he's dealing... Oh, there's too much. There's too much in on him. He's going to get cleaned up. But yeah,
Go on.
No. Just no.
Alright. Well, I'm going to explain why I think it's bad to roll out catwalk, and that's because Korbak basically spent the whole mid not shooting anyone on heavy.
Yeah, he was just looking across the point.
If they fed into him, it would have worked, but nerdRage were like, okay, we'll take over top for free. And then they did, and then they had a much better position from which to fight. And now they have 100% advantage, and that's also a pretty nice position from which to fight. So we'll see, they're probably going to be coming in right side. What will they do about this Korbak holding close in the corner? Like, are they going to chase him, or are they going to just play point and crucially... Oh my goodness, that's very sad. Car crash push.
But that's not... Yeah, that's the last person with a sentry you want to lose. And Elikor on the chase with the rest of his team. Going to clean up the Koff. Elikor looking to chase even more, potentially. No, they decide not to. They're not getting any other fags but Koff, and they've got their Uber advantage. Polygon or just someone needs to get the force out of Ace, and they just don't have the heals to do it. He doesn't have enough HP to bomb in, and they're going to have to back out and concede second. Eemes, yeah, losing Smearay to the Demol sniper kind of completely fluffed that mid. Limit last. We're both calling parts of the map the wrong parts of the map as Korbak gets cleaned up by the Smearay trap.
Do you see both Ams and Pulley heading for a backup? Ams is going to be pushed by Neo and Demol right now. But the Uber's happening to use on mid. Smear's actually chasing Ace out. He's going to get rushed by Sorex, but he's in the... Well, he should be safe here. Bit of a... Sorex is going to get... Oh my god! Sorex is an absolute animal. He's now going to fight Scruff. Jesus. I don't know, Grumpy. I'm just watching Sorex run around and get frags, but in amidst all of that, there's been a kind of terrible push into mid, and Scruff's going to go deep, trying to get... Oh, he could have caught Ace there maybe, but Elikor will nicely distract them. Sacrifice himself for Ace's life, but this still should be a pretty clean push from nerdRage onto second here now. With
yeah, but is it worth it? Like using that Uber? Yeah, they got Elikor, but they didn't get Ace. They've now got this ad. Koff now needs to bring something completely out of the bag for this. And right now, it's not looking too strong for nerdRage in position of like what's in their favor. Koff has to just make some sort of turnaround. That's the only thing that they can do.
I mean, it is 2-2, you know, they are in the last. And to be honest, with Neo on NG, and it wasn't a huge advantage, as you can see, it's only 30% right now. I don't think top 5 are going to push, which is wise, I think. If it was nerdRage in this scenario, I expect they would have pushed since they've done it twice before. But, you know, there's 4 minutes left. If they lose around now, then this could be very easily curtains for top 5, so they're going to take the, you know, the less interesting, but probably wiser decision just to chill on last. And now, you know, it's up to Kunu, as you said, to make something to play in the next 4 minutes.
Yeah, they just have to make something happen because Ubers have equaled out. Ams went for like some sort of weird dribble play, but he's now gone on. Actually,
no, he's on spy. So he's still doing the weird dribble play. Probably.
Yeah,
well,
no. He is giving information.
Okay.
All right. He is telling Koff where the enemy med is. Look, you can feel it. He's like, guys, they're here. Yeah, and that's pretty much all he can do.
Whether it's a dribble play remains to be seen, as I'm not going to move myself from the AMS camp until he dies. So let's have a look. He does decloak now, and he instantly dies. But Ace drops! What?
Ace dropped the distraction play! Was it a dribble? I don't think so. No, I think that was a big brain AMS play. You know, you gotta respect the dribble.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really his distraction, because since it was only Sorix that was distracted, but basically, when you're in that spot, if the sniper can peek the shutter and not be spammed out, then he can get a nice shot onto you. So Ace, probably Elikor, and maybe whoever was holding left shutter of the Solis was not holding it properly, and yeah, really nicely done. But probably the information from Am did make it a lot easier for them to make that play, as they are coming in through left side here in a nice blob. They're actually really weak, so Sprite does use quite early, so it's really not a great Uber here, but could still make the last push work if they play point correctly.
Yeah, they're starting to play point now. Koff put so much time onto it, and they managed to shove that player off and bring it to 3-2 with not much left on the clock.
No, not at all. So nerdRage in a great position right now. Now they just need to not wipe on mid, basically, and they should be in a great situation for this map. But you know,
how confident are you feeling that they won't?
I feel like we're going to have some crazy aggression from Corpic and Teemo, but honestly, I think nerdRage are going to be able to, you know, tough this one out and just about make it. But we'll see, obviously.
Yeah, it totally depends to kind of how the pace goes. The double soldier bomb does come in. They haven't really managed to connect anything as Demol goes down. Smeary is a pick, but right now struggling to really get a win out of this. Yeah, they clean up Sprite. Even with that, they've wasted a decent amount of time. There's 1 minute 40 left. Koff is now having the 1v1, does take out Neo. It's really scrappy, really silly, but even if they just park the bus on second, unless they did they lose Sprite? Yeah, they got the Uber disad. They could win this.
Yeah, it's still doable for them. It was really sad zone for Sprite, really, because he served super well. Both stories bombed him, and he literally lived surfing into his own store, but then there was no one with him. He tried to walk back into the fight, and all he found was waiting arms of Neo. So, he kind of got, even though he hit the nice surf, he still died anyway, so it's pretty sad. But yeah, definitely a chance for top 5 to make this now. They have to be quite quick, because their advantage is not very big, as that mid-fight was so slow. But they, you know, there's all to play for now for top 5. They have to try and win this last push in 1 minute.
Yeah, they need to cap it out first. They're not even finished the cap. Ams maybe wanted to kind of deny the finish off cap on second, but decides not to. Goes in behind. The Uber's not really caught too much. Huge amount of damage coming out of Ams, but he doesn't actually get a kill. The re-aggression coming out of nerdRage, but with 42 seconds left, if top 5 Rocket do not get completely mulched in this push, they can win this out, but the bomb goes in and Elikor is going to go down, and with Ace all the way back onto second with 30 seconds left, some sort of miracle has to happen for top 5 to get this one back. They're gonna just have to do a dry push. That's all they can do.
Yeah. And with Smith taking the point, Sprite with Uber, this should be no way unless Sprite has some calamity drop or something. But you know, they're coming in now. Gonna go super aggressive. Sprite should just pop now. Just use. Right, he pops, and it's a nice hold. It's a nice hold. So yeah, pretty well. Well. Yeah, I think nerdRage, in fact, was like the far stronger team in that map. They made 2 really stupid mistakes, which lost them the 2 rounds. But overall, they were a lot tighter, and their mids were a lot better also.
Yeah, they played a really, really tight game. in some respects, and others it just felt crazy. But you know, I like the way that nerdRage play, in the fact that you're not always, even as a caster, you can't really see exactly what they're planning to do all the time, and you know, they leave so much to the imagination of what's actually going on in their heads.
Yeah, agreed. Well, it's time to look at some logs. And one thing I would like to point out, which is not really, well, I guess Ams did top damage, but not really evident from the first glance at his logs, is that not only did he top damage, he also got 4 med picks, and I really feel like Ams was, like, he was the chaos factor of that game. He was basically just playing like Romo with a bit more heals, but he really made a lot of the difference in, you know, these sort of late stage fights. He would just go in and get ace and just secure it for nerdRage. So yeah, MVP probably to Ams in that game, to be honest. Even though he was playing kind of, he was playing like absolute chaos mode, but he was playing chaos mode like at the right times. So, you know, he did it right.
Yeah, he did, and kind of the stats aren't. The stats are so close if you look at it. So if you look at, you know, like basic stats like kills for blue versus red, there's only 1 point in it, and damage difference is like 900, so that's basically nothing. The thing that kind of really starts to separate is when you look at Uber charges, so it's 13 to 8 with 3 drops on ace.
Yeah, I mean,
oh my god, like, that's not fun.
Well, the one to the spy was, honestly, must have been the most tilting moment for top 5, because you could see Sorex had bumped him, right? And he was looking around for him. Maybe Sorex didn't commit, but Ace was just like, happily just sitting there. He didn't hear the decloak somehow, and just, you know, just facing forward, and then just died. It's like, what? It was absolutely inexplicable to me, but, you know, it does happen. And, you know, after that, obviously, I'm not in the mumble channel of top 5, but you can go into a bit of a slump after that kind of thing happens, you know.
Yeah, it can be incredibly difficult for them, especially like we talk about like the tilt factor a lot, but I feel like a lot of teams are good for the reason that they can bounce back from this, and that was their pick. That was nerdRage's pick. So I feel like top 5 are going to probably be like, okay, we came into this maybe expecting, you know, Snake Water to be tough, but now we're on Granary. It's our pick, and last time we faced these guys, we had a really good showing. So coming back to that will be really, really good for them. Like, this is a map that when these guys faced off, it was very much a lot of mistakes coming out of nerdRage, and top 5 Rocket playing it a lot cleaner. Mirror of last game and be very, very close. And I'm really interested to see how Korvac and Demul play, because all the soldiers this game so far have been popping off like crazy. Specifically, Ams and Polygon with 8 and 7 air shots respectively.
Yep,
is a beautiful thing to see.
I would say really the crucial factor on this map is whether or not Elikor has a nice game. He's definitely, you know, known as a pretty good Vidoc demo. There's some nice sticky traps, and like this is one of the maps where on demo, if you can just hit like a lot of shots in a very small amount of time, you can really turn a fight, even if it shouldn't be in your favor. But you suddenly, you know, you kill their scout, and then you just, you know, you barrel into them and do a ton of damage. And probably I would say definitely the combo of top 5 in terms of Sorex and Elikor is definitely stronger on DM than Kunu and Smir. And you know, there's, you know, whether positioning and comms come into it, maybe not so much, but yeah, they're definitely. If it comes down to these tiny little battles, then Elikor and Sorex, I'm looking for them to do some good stuff this map.
Yeah, especially with Sorex actually coming out a lot stronger in this matchup than when they previously faced. Like, I feel like Sorex is putting a huge amount of impact for his team, and really it's down to kind of I love the what sort of tone Granary mids can set, because you kind of see how the game's going to run for the rest of the game just based on the mid fight. Because some teams really like to kind of just have this slugfest where they're spamming left to right, not really committing to anything and just trying to take high ground. And then sometimes you just have these double soldier bombs of pure craziness where everything just gets scattered and your demo's trying to chase across the point to clean up on that damage with your scouts. Like that, when I see that, you know that it's going to be a lot quicker. But if I see the methodical gameplay that a lot of people like to do on this map, it does slow down quite a bit.
Yep. You say to me methodical gameplay, but having seen that map just now, I'm going to give you an X and I'll give you a doubt.
I get a huge doubt on the methodical gameplay. You never know. I've been surprised before.
Oh, that is true. We do see Eemes warming up his scout in pre-game. I don't think that's actually going to amount to anything. There are no other real soldier beasts on that team, but you know, it's nice to see Eemes warming up his scout. He's pretty good at scout.
I enjoy the Eemes scout. I do really like nerdRage, but some days I just miss the hilarity and chaos that the Connor Eemes combo used to bring.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I feel like an old man saying this stuff. Do you remember? It was only like a season ago, but do you remember the Eemes and Connor combo?
I would never forget it.
Yeah, just like the rest of the team are like, run away. And then Eemes and Connor will just be like, no, fuck this. Oh, excuse me. But they'll be like, no,
frick this.
No, heck no. I kill them. And then Eemes turns around, kills everyone, and then taunts on the last point, you know? That's kind of his thing.
Mm-hmm. So, I predicted that map correctly, I think. Well, no, I don't think. I know. I said that nerdRage would win. I'm also going to say that top 5 are going to win this map as it was their pick. But what do you think, Grumpy? Are they going to win it?
I feel like if nerdRage haven't fixed the problems of their last showing on this, then yeah, it will be a top 5 map. But it just depends to how. I don't know if you saw the map, but there was a lot of like doubles, like exchanges with 2 scouts. Like they would send Scruff and Koff to do exchanges, and it would they'd lose their Uber so quickly because of it. So if they try to do stuff like that out of second, then yeah, it will be very, very easy for top5rocket to win this out. But as this mid fight goes on, we do see absolute carnage out Eemes and Smeary. Damn, I was about to say, you know, it's a little bit of a slow mid, but all of a sudden explosions everywhere as Eemes bombs in, cleans up with Smeary, and just everything just kind of exploded in front of him.
I mean, you really hate to see it from Quaback and Demo. They both with this super nice aggressive bomb, and they were in on Sprite, and he was in, you know, the small spaces, that left side area by the ammo pack, but Sprite did not die. Both soldiers died pretty much instantly, and then from then on the mid was kind of over. Smear was pushing aggressively into them on the right side. That was just a 64, and they got absolutely crushed. So a nice bomb from the nerdRage soldiers, and an awful bomb for the top 5 soldiers, and nice 50% advantage for nerdRage to come into this last now.
Yeah, and nerdRage are going to use that to go straight in. The double sticky bomb that I absolutely love. Can they catch him as he cleans up the sentry gun? He does get caught. This is really, really good push out of nerdRage. But as I say that, so much collapse going on right now. top5rocket just get. I thought
crazy nice push.
I said it, and then I saw all of that damage go down, and I was a bit like, oh, have I just jinxed this? But no, they managed to clear out the players, and bring the first round straight on to nerdRage. And it does look like nerdRage have changed the way they're playing this map already. Like it seems like a completely different team.
It was just really nice cleanup on the soldiers on mid, but just going back to that last push briefly, it was crucial that Sprite got all the way over point to flash Smear because he went so deep. Could have easily just fed there, but he got a really nice flash on him, and then Smear could just do a billion damage to them in the corner, as he will die early on this mid though.
Yeah, there's so much carnage, but Polygon manages to get onto Ace. He's now trying to drag a player back, but no one's really going to chase him. Sprite's alive with Koff, so they've got Polygon to deal with behind. But yeah, that was a really kind of scrappy mid-fight from all accounts, but with Ace going down to Polygon, just kind of mean that even though they concede the midpoint, they have that Uber advantage, which is something they can use. But Polygon eventually gets spotted out by Demol, and they're staying in yard, looking for him. But yeah, really, like they've dragged a lot of players back to deal with Polygon. Oh no, Koff, you went into the trap, you didn't look up. As they go in, Elikol gets cleaned up by Eemes. And with Polygon behind, he's now trying to munch in. Oh, that direct wasn't enough to kill that scout, though. Sorex on like 2 HP. And the attempt from nerdRage to create a little bit of chaos wasn't enough, Eemes.
No, it was a really nice read from Elikor to have the sticky trap just over choke where Kunu did decide to come in, gets the nice down on him, and at that point the push was kind of cursed. Eemes did make a nice bomb and trade for Elikor there, but it didn't really matter. He already got in the pick, so Elikor trading 1 for 2, and yeah, them holding mid. So kind of unfortunately executed basically just because Kunu died of that trap, and what could have...
Sorry.
Oh, he's on spy?
Yeah, he was just standing next to this scout, and I think it was Sorks again, was just rubbing himself against the spy, bumping him, and no one did anything.
Yeah, he does turn tail and go all the way back to the last, so sad though for Eemes. He does play some nice mental warfare thing behind you now, but probably top 5 know that he's not actually on spy anymore. Well, actually, no, they don't. Nia's still spy checking, so that's actually nice smart little chat, little mental warfare from Eemes. But yeah, we're back in it.
That couldn't have been his intention, just to go rub a scout and then come back.
Oh no, I don't think it was his intention from the start, but you know, he's making do with what he's been given.
Woo! He goes straight in and gets the Rex with a really nice bomb. Goes down to 24 HP, but that jump into Garage was all she wrote for the Rex, and they're coming in on the left-hand side, trying to bring themselves in whilst Polygon's bombing in. He is going to get cleaned up, but he's created a nice little distraction that means that his team can get it. But Eemes gets cleaned up, but they get the force. Perfect.
That's a tragic force for Ace. He didn't actually have to use because the rocket was not very good, but kind of hard to tell when you get bumped up against the wall there. But the rocket actually didn't. I think it wouldn't even have smashed him because it was the way those weird pillar things work. But yeah, Polygon makes the distraction. Eemes comes in, hits one direct, and then even though Ace was so far away, he still used. And yeah, he's gonna have to leave choke now.
The most impressive thing about that was just the fact that, yeah, they put so much pressure. They did a really good distraction play from Polygon that got Eemes in, and it's just interesting that yeah, if Ace didn't use, he probably would have been fine. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah,
this ain't good, Chief.
Yeah, definitely. And well, Ace, I'm gonna start reading into the the mental state of the players here right now. But Ace has got #SorryFrance in his name, which is never a good sign. That could be potentially he thinks that he's not as good as a normal top 5 medic, which is Ombrag, which I don't think is true. I think Ace is pretty good, but I think it's easy to get into your own head when you're taking up shoes as big as Ombrag's. So that's pretty unfortunate, as we do see some funny trades happening. Elikor is down, so this could cue something happening here, maybe. Poke and prod. Smear's going very aggressive now, so.
Yeah, they're trying to capitalize on it, but the Rockets are too strong, and Smear is going to have to back out. Yeah, there was just some weird fight happening on the left-hand side, where there was just an exchange of players. Elikor going down could have been a real punishment, as Smear is trying to get up a cheeky trap. Is that a battalion's backup I see on Eemes? It is. We don't see enough banner plays anymore, Eemes. I miss the double banner plays. I thought they were sick. They were so much fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting to see, even though nerdRage are up, top 5 don't really seem to have any ideas right now. They're just chilling and holding yard. Obviously there's not really too many ways to second that effectively on this map, but still nerdRage being proactive and taking the game to top 5, which is nice to see. They haven't just the fact that they're ahead completely kill all their momentum.
And it is just your classic Granary stalemate right now. Yard to mid. We see it all the time. I always say this, but there's 7 points on Granary. There isn't 5. Yard is just a whole point on its own. I'm looking to get some pressure onto Elikor. Does deal some nice directs, but still, just so much just normal Granary nonsense. Let's talk about how the performance has been so far. The change. Are you feeling quite impressed with nerdRage's performance so far on this map? I know we're not even 10 minutes into it, but the last 8 minutes have been pretty strong for them.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say I was very impressed with that Uber, honestly, on last. The way they executed it, I mean, it's a very risky strategy, right, to have Smear jump that high into the air, because he could very easily die or get bumped by a sentry or, whatever. But he He got in, he got the sentry down, and he got to their spawn, and then Sprite came in right in the perfect time with the flash. So, risky last push, but they executed it perfectly. So that was nice. I think the mid, honestly, it was more top 5 soldiers just feeding really hard, way too early for no reason. And also, I guess Sprite played pretty well not to die to them, so that was good by him. But yeah, nerdRage playing solidly and 5 playing aggressively. As Elikon will go down in this trade, and Eemes does have the banner, but Ace still has not used. They're coming back in now quite aggressively, and that's an awful pop by Ace! Oh no! So they're going to absolutely nothing out of this Uber, and the down 2 is ready, and Eemes already, and Eemes does have his banner, so they can walk straight back in. I have no idea why they use that, Grumpy.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely perfect for nerdRage. This was not good for top5rocket. They shouldn't have done that. Eemes trying to do the pressure, but they're not going to get enough. Demore having the fight. Korvac going in, trying to get onto Smiro. He doesn't manage to get it, and he is going to get cleaned up, as we do see 2 apiece for either side right now. And it's not looking that strong for nerdRage to really come back in, but Sniper? Oh, no, back to battalions back up. Oh, that might have been a back spawn. We've got the... Oh, we've got a spy coming out of Scruff. Is this a check, or is this is he coming out? Oh, it was a check. It was a check. We got too excited. You get too excited over these things.
Yeah, we do see Eemes still on the banner. But yeah, once again, top 5. I mean, they could have made so much more of that, but completely wasting the Uber there. But Eemes is still on the banner. It took, as you mentioned, well, not the midpoint, not the second point, but the point in between those in this 7-point map. And now they're probably just going to wait for Eemes to build his banner and repush. Although Smith has now gone down, so this is a nice chance for top 5 to get in, and in fact Polygon is not holding too close. Polygon is extremely weak in yard, and they're going to get all the way through. It's taking the trade from Eemes, but it's an awful trade. They probably wouldn't even have to use it. Eemes might even die for the force, maybe. He won't even die. He won't even get the force, and he will die, dropping his banner as well. So Smear with a big feed there, and now top 5 can just take this all the way to mid.
Yeah, and look at the pressure coming out of top 5 right now. It's not going to be good. Polygon is going to get cleaned up by Korvac. And the pressure just bounding out of their garage. Oh! Oh my god! Smearing with the fucking... Oh god, I keep swearing, but my god.
He hits him with a taunt as well, so that's absolute power from Smearer. He makes up
I've
for
had
his
a
little
really long
feed.
day.
That's alright, I forgive it. I mean, it's exciting moments, you know.
Yeah, I know, but there might be... I need to be better at not swearing. I'm sorry. I'm turning into Plunk.
You know, whatever. I don't think anyone actually cares at this point. But after that, you know, kind of unfortunate death from Smith, even though he does get those 2 kills, it will mean that top 5 can't push into yard, where they have overturned their being held on their second to holding mid, which is nice for them. But you know, now obviously holding mid is easier to make plays. So the ball is in their court. Korvac will go for a stack. It will not work. And Scruff is going to get in. He's going to get all the way behind. I don't know if anyone's seen him. He's going to go in, actually. And Elikon has gone down, and it's absolute chaos. I thought it was a stalemate, but it's just chaos, Grumpy. Help!
It is... You've described it perfectly. That was amazing casting. It's just pure chaos right now. Everyone's trading. Everyone's fragging each other. And we've got equal Ubers. We're going for a lunchbox play, it looks like. As they are... They are in... They've started the exchange. It looks a lot stronger for Ace right now, as they've got so much. Smear gets cleaned up by Sorex. Sorex staying alive. The Italian Stallion doing some work. And they're going to get on to... Oh, they're coming in. They're going in with the dry push. They ain't holding off. Look at the bombs coming in. A huge... Oh, big rockets coming out from Polygon. As Ace gets cleaned up by Eemes. And that push...
Wow. He's running to spawn, he doesn't quite die, so that was huge by Sprite. He didn't get tear-rocketed by, I think that was Demo. And honestly, that should so have been the freest of last for top 5. All they need to do was not get stuffed in the door like that by a really nice, to be fair, aggression from the nerdRage soldiers, but they just weren't quite slow enough, and you know, as they all ran forward, so did nerdRage, and they destroyed them in the door. So it was a really nice read by the nerdRage soldiers to just bomb that preemptively and just crush them.
That was, again, like, little mistakes here and there that just cascade into these huge disadvantages during the fight. It was a really good start, like a really good idea, but for them to, you know, do the switch and redirection into the left-hand side. But Oh, Demol cleaning up Eemes with a nice rocket. I think Eemes splashed himself.
Oh no! Sorks was going for the trade there and just gets randomly kind of two-piped by Smear. So kind of the sounds over him. He had taken the absolute monster trade into them on second to set up that last push there, which by the way was, absolutely insane. Like he made them flash so many times. He actually Ubered later and made them flash like twice and then killed Smear. So it was a huge trade by him. Completely caught them unawares. As we do now see top 5 making some kind of pressure play in Lunchbox. They will lose Demos. They're going to have to leave now. Scruffy's actually onto Ace, but he will go down finally to callback, and so frags traded. Top 5 1 down, but should probably just be a stalemate here now.
Yeah, it's gonna be a stalemate. And actually, we've seen a bomb in. Eemes, you were going in and you took so much damage. He tried to pressure onto Demol. Sorry, Elikor. My brain is not with me today as Callback gets a frag onto Smear. This is perfect for top 5. They need to just get the Uber exchange out of the way. Which actually, there's going to be an Uber straight in, and it's better for top 5. They tried to force it out on Koff, but they're going to be chased right now. Elikor maybe looking to bomb in. No, he's going to take the slow approach as the bombs come in. Oh my god, it's a mulch from nerdRage. Oh my god.
This is so sad to see from top 5 because it's literally the exact same situation 2 last pushes in a row, right? They had the Smear pick, and then they had basically a dry fight with a demo pick onto last. But instead of, getting their buffs, going slowly and making sure that when the Sullies bombed into them aggressively that they were feeding, they just ran through immediately and they just got absolutely destroyed again in basically the exact same way. The only difference was they went right side this time, but they did not go slowly enough.
Yeah, just that nuke from... Oh my god! There are so many blind deck kills this game. It's insane. Oh, Demol's picking up the Frenchman. Well, he is a... Oh god, that's Inception. But Demol on the Frenchman. He's role-playing right now.
Frenchman.
Yeah, Frenchman on Frenchman. Does this instantly make him amazing?
I don't know. Oh my god! Apparently not.
Probably not. Gets cleaned up, misses his opportunity, and it's gonna be. They're looking to push forward, even though, like they're trying to back out, but the Ubers come into possession for both teams. They need to. I thought there was going to be an exchange there, but no. Eemes gonna back them out and gonna get cleaned up. No forces, everything equal right now, but players are looking a lot stronger in number for top 5 Rocket.
As they do make their way in through Tricky, very freely gets, and Koi gets a nice force onto Sprite, and Scruff will go down as well, so this is just free, completely free. Oh, Ace pops to that! What? I'm very sad about that pop. I think Ace is honestly like getting in his own head about these milks, and just thinking, oh, I'm a terrible medic. I'm gonna drop all the time when he's actually not. He's good medic with good mechanics, but he just is playing way more afraid than he needs to be, and it's making me sad, Grumpy.
He did just come out of a game where he dropped 3 times. Like that's gonna affect you no matter what. Like, and some of those drops were completely pivotal in like changing the situation into nerdRage's advantage. So he's probably just not wanting to let nerdRage run away with it. It's still 1-0, 13 minutes left. If nerdRage win this and hold on to this, they just go straight into facing you, Eemes.
They do. And I mean, they're playing pretty well here, so I'm looking... Oh! Okay.
Nice straight peek coming out of Garage, gets the body shot. That's all you need, 150 onto the med. And now Sprite's the one that's dropping, and it means that top 5 Rocket can get control of second. And it means for them as well that they've got that 100% Uber ad, so they need to just think about how they're going to push in. Are they going to use them all to try and get that entry frag, or are they going to be looking for something a little bit more creative and maybe just send him in for some sort of hero shot, then come back? They've got so much time to think, because there's only 20% Uber for Sprite right now. He's going to be building as quickly. He's already dead. 150 onto that Heavy as well. Heavy's just down. Top 5 doing a nice push there. Uber has just finished, but they completely, pretty much wiped nerdRage on that last push. That was so good from top 5 Rocket.
I was inches away from being about to sing nerdRage's praises in this map. You know, they were playing pretty cleanly. They were having some nice trades and this kind of thing, and then this happens. It's a unfortunate drop, and then another death by Sprite. I mean, you hate to see it, honestly. They were in such a dominant position in this match, and like top 5 weren't doing anything in the stalemates, and then finally they just let them have this golden opportunity, and top 5 say, okay, we'll take it, and we will go to last, and now it's 1-1.
I've just had a flashback. Do you remember that 40 minutes golden cap we had to cast?
You did just call me Eemes, by the way. I'm just going to point that one out.
Eemes,
But,
sorry. I am a mess.
That's alright. Sprite's dead! How did Sprite die?
What?
Wait, they were winning mid in the...
Hello?
Alright, this is...
Alright,
I don't know what's happening.
Is there a pause?
Yes, there is.
No. What? Oh.
I'm so confused. Is the server dying?
Eemes.
Oh, don't say we're being DDoSed.
Don't say the words. It could just be some server issues.
Let me see if I can...
I just want to apologize.
Kunu says we're being DDoSed.
My brain has not been working. Chat. Stop.
Yeah. Server's being DDoSed. They will let us know more when they know more. Maybe they're switching server. It's going to be very, very interesting if they have to switch server, because they're probably going to have to recreate the exact scenario that they're in currently. But that's, you know, always kind of up to the sportsmanship of the respective teams to, you know, let one team build a bit and, you know, play the exact right situation. So it might just come down to maybe nerdRage giving them mid, but, you know, it all kind of depends. But this is really unfortunate to see. I don't know why anyone would do...
I thought we were over this.
I know. This sucks, honestly.
Let us play our video games.
So it seems like getting a new server. I mean, it does give us a nice chance to have a little chat here, Grumpy. About...
Mate, I need to apologise to you. I'm sorry. I've had a long week at work.
That's fine. I mean, you're probably reading his name on the scoreboard, you know, and it's... You know, there's just an A instead of an E. It's pretty much the same.
Okay. But yeah, shall we just quickly talk about that 40-minute cast?
Do
you remember
what
that?
even were the teams? It was
Swift, Feint, and Ascent. Them.
It was Swift with Smear, right? On one team.
I think so, yeah.
And who was the other team? I don't remember.
I don't know, but it was
and
it was
Smith's
impressive.
team won in the end, right?
Off a snipe from Gink.
From Gink?
Oh, yeah. You know, Gink.
Wait, was it? Oh.
Yeah, Gink.
But Gink didn't play with Smear ever, so...
No, I don't think Smiro was playing. Or if he was on the other team.
Alright. Okay, I guess they're playing now.
Yeah, the Poppy Seeds Feint. See?
Okay. I believe you. Yes, all I remember was it being extremely long and back and forth. But in fact, it seems like the server's back and they are playing. There's going to be no sportsmanship events required if they were going to reset it. But Eemes is in behind on Spy right now. It's a nice advantage for Ace, although we don't know exactly how much because my HUD is not refreshed yet. They will be taking second pretty easily, but will they have enough advantage to go to last? If they would, they're going extremely aggressive into... Sprite dies to... Wow, what? Okay, so Sprite gets caught by the Uber. Really, really nicely played by Thorax to get the read there. Eemes does block second, but it's not going to be for very long. Another can just play heals and just walk in slowly. So, yeah, I mean... Oh, that's so sad. I don't know how they got caught by the Uber, really.
I had to retry my computer. Well, not computer, but my STV died. So you're it's just the Eemes show right now.
Well, I can explain to you by, you know, I can
Tell
explain to
me
you
what's happening.
as well as everyone else exactly what happened in that push. And it's basically nerdRage getting caught. Oh, okay, they're joining a new server. So I see. So what happened was they got DDoS 90 seconds in the future, right? So I guess luckily they got DDoS right before a mid. So we just got to watch that last bit as just a little gift to us. But now they're moving server, so Let me just paste that one to chat real quick.
Don't post it in. Post it in. There we go. All right.
So 2-1 and like not long left. I don't know exactly how long. About 10 minutes. But yeah, basically what happened. nerdRage getting caught in the trap where you want to hold second because you don't have very much disadvantage, so you're playing close in the shutter, and then they come in top, and they weren't quite aware of it enough, and so Sprite and Kunu, I think, just got caught there, not kind of with their pants down, not able to leave to last early enough. That's a good point. I will go offline. Maybe I should have done that earlier.
But yeah, so it's been really nice to back and throw. They're looking like they're getting the players in now, so we will be going live again. I think there is going to be the gentleman's agreement, and they're going to equalize everything for us to watch. But right now, like, who's going to take this map? Because it's one apiece.
No, it's 2-1.
2-1. Oh yeah, it's 2-1, wasn't it? It was nerdRage with 2-1. Was it nerdRage? Well,
no, it was top 5. You completely missed the whole round, which was rolling to the last and getting a frag on Sprite on the last push, which was very unexpected, and then
was that on stream?
Rolling quite easily. I don't know if it was on stream. I saw it. I am assuming it was on stream. It was on stream. You didn't see it, but
no, I didn't.
I had my eye on it. That was why you're AFK, so or whatever it was.
Oh, was that when my? Oh yeah, because my game
that was my radio
froze.
cast. Yeah.
Okay. I was just making sure I was in the same reality as you. So, are they just going to do it straight off a mid fight? I guess with 10 minutes left. Yeah, we're going back into it. We're on map 2, and top 5 rocket are leading by 1 point.
Yep.
Good old Granary.
10 minutes left, so there's a crucial mid fight for nerdRage. They need to try and make something happen. They've had some good ones in the past. Top 5 getting into it a little bit more, and Ace is going to be rolling out top here, which is very interesting.
And right now, Sprite's going to get cleaned up by Callback. The bomb's coming in from Polygon. He is going to get Ace, so it is now just kind of the post-medic down fight. And Polygon is going to get cleaned up with Scruff, the only survivor for nerdRage. Neo on 16 HP. Can he 1v3 Scruff? Trying to get some fight in him. Oh, the soldiers are so low. Another bomb comes in from Callback and cleans him up. But he put in some good work, showed some teeth.
Yeah, Scruff alive at the end, just trying to get anything that he could. It was kind of unfortunate for nerdRage to lose that. What was a 3v3 after fight, just lose it so convincingly, but they just weren't quite in such good positioning as top 5. And now even Eemes here. I mean, honestly, it would have been an interesting decision, a pretty good decision in my view, for Sprite to go crits here, and that would have been like, the way to get them back into the game really quickly. But it is even Eemes. Both teams on Uber, and Deemel, though going down quite early, could cue some kind of aggression right now from nerdRage before either team has Uber, as Am is going in very aggressively, and actually they're not holding the choke very well.
Yeah, they're not, and they're trying to push forwards and deny, but they just can't, and top 5 rocket going to have to back out. Am's looking for the spam, but right now it is feeling very close in regards to how they're playing on this round. Like,
I've got one word for you to describe what happened on that mid there, and that was fear. They were 5v6, and obviously you don't want to commit hard to a fight where you're going to lose. And doesn't go in for the nuclear sack. Guess I'm looking at Neo, I think, but nothing doing. But I mean, if they'd held the trokes close there and look what had traps up and they denied them in the door, it would have been, even though they had one pick, it would have been really hard for nerdRage to do anything. But yeah, top 5 not wanting to take any risks at this point, and I mean it's an okay strategy, but if they allow nerdRage to take, risk after risk and play after play without punishing them a single time, then this could be actually the way that they let them get back into this game. So, it kind of cuts both ways if they're going to be playing this passive.
Sorry. Okay. Oh, we've just been given information that it is currently a radio cast. Have you experienced a full radio cast before, Eemes?
Probably a bit, not for too long, but I can do it. I mean, luckily
that's kind of my thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've had so many radio casts, and this is exactly going to be one. As the extra point is currently being held by top 5 rocket Eemes, and they're pushing into garage, and we do see that we've got some guys on the side of Actually, I need to like sort out my push to talk because I need to use all my binds now to look around. There we go. But yeah, right now, like, they're trying to get into garage. They've lost Korvac in an exchange. Scruff now pushing onto the soldier on the left-hand side, trying to clean him up. He's been completely segregated. Oh, Koff gets a headshot onto Elikor. There is a lot of back pedaling. 3 players down, 4 players down. Smire just going fire. This always happens, and it's going to be a push coming out with 6 minutes left by nerdRage. They come out the left-hand side. They haven't used their Uber yet. They haven't got any players, though. No picks. Koff backing up. The Uber has actually come out onto Ace, and Ace has not managed to get forward quick enough to force Sprite. So Sprite's got his 100% Uber. They're currently holding yard by Shutter, and they're looking to push in Eames.
Yeah, and this is just what I was talking about before. Top 5 just giving up point after point and then being forced all the way back to their last, and now they're in a terrible position with basically full advantage of a Sprite. Kunu is on Sniper, so that could make the push difficult, but as we saw earlier, if they do play methodically enough, then they could make it actually a favourable last push for them, as it's 70% ad now. nerdRage have second, and they're going to be coming in through this right side, probably with their Sniper.
And they have gone in. They're doing the same bomb they did last time with Smire double sticking himself into the air. He's being caught by Sprite. He's on top of the pipes right now, just raining down damage. 3 players already down for top 5. There's the 4th. The 5th is going to follow in suit. And Ace, the only surviving member, was in last. And that means the round's going to nerdRage, bringing it to 2 apiece. We have 5 minutes left. This could go to a golden cap, or it could go either way.
And are we still radio casting?
We are still radio. Oh, we're back.
We're back. Fantastic. So, yeah, 2-2 here. And what was actually, I mentioned in the radio cast that Kunu was on Sniper for the last push, but he did actually manage to go all the way back to spawn and change the scout, which was very smart of him because it meant their push was absolutely devastating. This Smir doing the same bomb. And yeah, 2-2 now. Crucial, absolutely crucial mid-fight. Elikor is very weak at the start of this. Top 5 trying to take over left side, but both sides are in super aggressively for nerdRage. They don't get too much done. Elikor will die. I'm just going to get traded though, probably. It's just a very scrappy mid-fight, but in fact, bombs not really working out for nerdRage, and absolutely crushing bombs. Demol getting 2, including Sprite. So, wow, really nice move by top 5 there.
Yeah, this is completely wiped nerdRage there. Looking like they want to immediately convert this back into advantage for themselves, and they've got the ability to do so with 10% Uber to the 100% on Ace. They just need to get everyone ready to go. They need to be super quick with this. Are they checking for a spy? What's going on? What are they shooting at? Or Scruff on Sniper. We haven't seen him too much on the Sniper. It's usually Koff that takes up that role, but he's on the Engineer. But we will see as he goes in. He manages to get Elikor, so that's a nice pick for him. As they do try. That's just complete. The same thing happened to nerdRage, where they lost their demo so early in the push that it completely screwed over the last push, and that's exactly what happened here. Good job from Scruff.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about the advantage last pushes, they've been actually very clean from nerdRage throughout this game. With they seem to have the double sticky jump from Smir and catching him up with Uber like completely down, and then playing extremely aggressively off of it, which is very nice to see. And nerdRage taking the chance to push out here, even though it could have been a bit risky, but it's nicely done by them to take that so smoothly. Both floors trying to hold the left yard here, but in fact, nerdRage are making their way through very, very quickly, and they're playing so aggressive now. They're actually taking the game by the scruff of its neck. And top 5, I mean, they had a nice win on mid, but before that, in the round before, they were playing very, very scared of nerdRage. And if nerdRage start doing stuff now aggressively, I feel like top 5 might just roll over backwards and give it to them. But you never know. They are pretty good players. But Eemes dies. Eemes kills Elikor in a shotgun sack. What is happening, Grumpy?
Shotgun, yes! Uber exchange has happened on yard. Eemes does eventually go down, but right now we've got 2 minutes 30 left. They've been pushed back onto their second. nerdRage not in the position they want to be, as bomb attempt does come in from Demol, but he is going to get cleaned up as they're taking inch by inch the point. But no, Scruff pushing them off with Smire. They're going for the lunchbox play. They're getting denied quite nicely. Polygon going down to 6 HP, but he manages to stay alive. And right now they're holding really nicely onto this second as they've gone in through Z top 5. Again, trying to make space, but getting denied instantly. Good work from nerdRage to push them out.
Yeah, definitely. It was a really weird feed by Demo there. I mean, he could have gone in when Korvac went in from top. He had so much space. Polygon was so weak, and there was just a great opportunity to go in. But Demo had died about 5 seconds previously, just completely alone. So it's weird. They could have made a dry push, but he sort of went for a sack for no particular reason. And so now nerdRage happily defending second, although not so happily. There's a lot of pressure. Eemes will go down. So many players weak on the flank. Top 5, but it doesn't actually matter right now. They're not being pushed, and there's so much space for top 5. They're in top. They're all the way behind, and they can take a trade here.
Yeah, it's so good for them. Sorix now bombing in. They need to hold on to this, though. Sorix does go down, but Smear Rate is down as well. So they just need to come in from the top. They're bombing in right now. Looking to just get onto... Oh, it's a drop for Sprite. Oh, it's so big. The Maul cleaning house. The bomb's coming in. The Uber's just come out onto Ace. They've cleaned up Eemes. Can top 5 bring this to a third map? They just need to cap off this point. Koff behind them, trying to stop them. There's 47 seconds left. Them inching it. Oh, they just get it.
Why, Grumpy? What? I cannot explain that drop to you, honestly. I mean, I don't really want to like bash on Sprite too much, but like that was. I mean, he was like 10 HP. That was a mega throw. Like, it would have been a way worse move for them, granted, but they could have made something work with keeping both scouts alive. But him dropping that is just an absolute calamity. And I mean, that's such a throw from nerdRage, Grumpy. I'm so sad.
Nah, you can't just say it was a throw though, because again, I feel top 5 did a really good job as well. Both teams played this a lot stronger than we've previously seen, and it was so close. The final scoreline being 3-2. So the complete reverse of the previous map. Yep. So literally mirrored each other here. So they've got a winner piece. This is the decider. The decider is gonna be Sunshine.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one, Grumpy. I mean, it's been really close up until now. So I mean, it's been a pretty good game to watch. Neither team with, both teams with different styles and different strengths, different weaknesses. So yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a very intense final map.
And coming into this, what are your thoughts on these teams and how they play Sunshine? Because I kind of feel like Eemes is a fan of Sunshine. Especially back in the days where I was with Connor, there's some plays where he'll just be like, all right, we're going in. We'll just go in through Cafe whilst they're pushing through Choke, and we'll Uber into them or something like that. That happens so much, like back with the Connor Eemes combo. Do you feel like any of that sort of chaos and like sudden bursts of speed are going to translate into this game for nerdRage?
I mean, that's something that works well on Scout when you have super nice aim and your medic just follows you around, but it's not really quite the same on Soldier. There are some nice opportunities to get sacks off on Sunshine, but most of the time, if you see Eemes leading a push, it's not going to be fantastic because you're playing against a Scout Demo combo most of the time, and Demo Man is just kind of better than Soldier in those situations almost all the time, particularly if they're defended by their Scout when they, what the Demo can't shoot, the Scout can shoot, so Soldier is obviously not optimal in leading pushes most of the time on open maps like Sunshine. Should we have a look at the logs, Grumpy?
How?
Oh, that's a good point. That is a really good point. Well,
how? I mean,
yes.
Let's get some calculators out, boys. I want everyone in chat to get your calculators out. We're going to be adding some numbers.
Yeah, there's only logs for the last 10 minutes, which don't tell us too much.
We'll times them by 3. It's fine. Everything by 3. Let's go.
Yeah.
So that means Scruff got 30 kills to 12 deaths.
Yeah, I guess.
Right?
What a beast.
What a beast.
That means Alikod goes 6 to 21.
Oh my god, what a beast.
That is rough. But okay, let's not talk about logs. Let's talk about Sunshine. Both maps were extremely close, but I just got the correct prediction for both maps. Obviously, both teams winning their picks, but very close. So this really is the decider. Could come down to, might even go to a golden cap. Honestly, that's going to be my prediction, Grumpy. Since it's been so close so far, I think it's going to be 2-2 golden cap. And once we get to the golden cap, I will tell you who will win it. So, hopefully.
He's going to go to a golden cap.
That's what I think. Yeah.
I think nerdRage are just gonna edge it. Just ever so slightly, they're gonna edge it.
All right.
And I feel like it'll just be off one play where everything just falls into place. Otherwise, it could be a draw, or otherwise top 5 could win. So there are multiple possibilities, but that's the one I'm going with.
Okay. Fair enough. How do you think teams are feeling, mindset-wise after this? Obviously, it's kind of disrupting to have to change server midway through the match. And then nerdRage, I mean, they were in such a dominant position, like after 15 minutes, like it looked like top 5 had absolutely no answers to anything, and then they just get that round completely out of nowhere with a drop on Sprite and Yard. I mean, I know, I feel like nerdRage are probably not so happy going into this. What do you think, Grumpy?
Yeah, I don't feel like nerdRage are going to have too much of a sadness on them, really. They shouldn't feel too bad about this because... Oh, are we...
No,
have we got a false start? False start. Yeah, I feel like it could be... I need to... just bear with me. I need to restart my stuff. Everything's just broken. So you carry on talking whilst I fix my stuff.
Okay.
Tell them who's gonna win. Don't give them that Ponzi draw. Tell them who's gonna win right now.
Okay. I think top 5 are gonna win, but I still think it's gonna go to the golden cap. Yeah.
Golden cap going to top 5. I
think I don't know, man. It's gotta
You've
be
been right 100% of the time.
It's gotta be really tilting to lose in such a fashion. Like nerdRage looked really dominant, and top 5 just looked like they had no. They were just really bad at playing the stalemates, really. And then it just all turned around with some crucial mistakes. So, nerdRage kind of got to be kicking themselves, thinking like, what can we do? We were playing well. We had a good foothold in the match, and then it just all slipped away from basically nothing. So, I feel like they might be a bit tilted after that. So, top 5, maybe with the slight psychological edge, will edge this one out. As we do finally go to this third map, ETF2L Season 34. Quarterfinals, map 3, and we're going to the mid-fight finally. Grumpy, are you in? Are you back?
I'm ready. I am 100% ready as Elakor and Smire exchange a bit of spam. We're going to see the first bombs come out, and the bombs go in deep from the Frenchies as they try... Oh no, it's not the Frenchies. They've changed colours. It was nerdRage, but Demol, Elakor go down, Korbat go down as well, and that's 3 down to 2. And top 5 rocket going to have to back up. Why do they change colours like that? I'm confused.
Pretty annoying. Honestly, that mid was extremely sad for Elakor because his team had gotten a pick, but they were all hiding in Cafe. Scruff pushed them out in Cafe, and then just happened upon Elakor, and then because he's scout and Elakor is demo man, he just killed him without, just completely for free. Finally got cleaned up, but demo down, and there was just a tough mid from them for that point onwards. Even though it looked pretty strong to start off with, they soaked out the aggression very well. They just let Elakor die because he was alone. So unlucky.
I've just seen some information by our lead analysis boy Albert that the reason that they've got blue is because the sun gets in their eyes on mid.
Wow.
Is that a thing? Is that a thought process?
Yeah, I think I've thought that sometimes. When you're going for a skybox air shot and then you see the sun, it's like, am I playing this real life? Am I actually getting blinded by the sun? What's supposed to be?
Yeah, we're all pasty boys afraid of the sun. So, yeah, cut that out. No sun. Remove. This just needs to be called shine. Let's get rid of the sun, okay? And speaking of getting rid of things, Scruff is trying to get into a position so he can get rid of Ace. But there is a sentry gun. Arms is dead. He's going in for it. Oh, he gets it! He walks through 2 people, bumps someone, and they don't turn around. And that boy was game ended. Oh, I feel like such a meme right now.
And why have they Ubered in with 4 players alive? This is going to be such a terrible push for them, probably. Do get into point.
No,
Elakor doesn't have it sticked. Oh my goodness.
It worked!
I put in a stick, so it worked. So that was actually pretty nice. Really, really opportunistic from nerdRage. If they'd have gone like 5 seconds later and it had been sticked, it would have been a really tough push for them 4v, basically 6. But they knew they had, all of top 5 just kind of reeling after that drop, not healthy, getting their resupply, and they went and seized the opportunity really well. So that was actually a very nice heads-up play from them.
And nerdRage coming out. I still don't see the sun problem. I don't have sunbeams on, and I just don't understand coming into this mid, as we're going to see bombs starting now from nerdRage. Polygon's going to get cleaned up, but Callback's going to be the change. But no, Sprite goes down. And Eemes on 13 HP tries to get onto Ace. Ace is super low. He's going to get chased, and they're managing to get him down. But they lost Sprite, so it's 3 versus a wipe, but not perfect mid coming out of nerdRage there.
No, indeed. But yeah, looking pretty strong by nerdRage though. I'm winning 2 mids in a row. And, you know, Ace was almost getting out, but him and Elicor once again left alone after a mid fight. In fact, I didn't have an incredibly late spawn Elicor and Ace, so it's going to be a really tough contest for top 5 if they want to fight the second. Scruff's on there, making it his own, even though he's only half HP. Actually, they will be fighting now. Eemes is all the way behind them, so he could make a huge play right now. He's actually hiding. But actually, in fact, that means that nerdRage are only 3 players up in front, and they're just going to have to lead all the way. Smear's probably going to go down. Oh, he's just about gets out of flowers, and Eemes actually goes in behind, but really poorly timed and just gets cleaned up instantly. So could have been a nice aggression after mid from nerdRage, but they're going to get wiped, not wiped, but lose half their team and go all the way back to their second.
Yeah, they got the dribble wiped off their face. As they just had too much poor spacing there. Like, their positioning just, you know, could have been perfect, but losing too many players in exchanges just wasn't good enough. Callback's going to play the counter sack, coming out from Polygon, going to get suspended by the Italian Stallion, and he is going to go down. I like giving players nicknames. That's fun.
I mean, the Rex is pretty good.
The Rex, yeah.
It just makes him seem so powerful, you know. Which
yeah, it makes him scary. He's such a lovely guy, Sorex. He's a very quiet guy as well, so it's not really becoming of him, is it? The Rex.
I guess he's just a quiet fragger, you know.
Yeah. They're terrifying though.
Yeah,
as Callback goes in. Oh, Sprite trying to. Ooh. I didn't even think Sprite took anything, because Eemes goes in for the counter sack. He does go
Demo
down.
and Neo are like less than 10 HP each, but both just about living there. As we did see on their last map, during one of the decisive pushes, Elicor and Neo were on like red, like literally like sub 25 HP both of them, but it didn't matter because they had made enough space for their combo to get in through top and absolutely destroyed them. So I guess a little feature of top 5's play, they make their flank very, very weak, but not quite dying. So risky, but effective.
Yeah, they baited in that player, and now Damul on the sniper looking for an option. I think Eemes is like, yeah, they got a sniper. Yeah, that's what he's done. He's not decided to go much more forward with that. Damul not really connecting anything, trying to make sure that no soldier does bomb them, because that's usually the play here, as he's pushing forward, trying to get the angle. Oh, nearly gets onto Koff, but doesn't manage to connect anything, because they're still trying to send Damul in, get him an angle, but the bombs are coming in, the spam's coming in as well. So perhaps, like, how would you play the sniper play on this map? And you can't say I wouldn't. I know that's what you're thinking.
You know, you just gotta keep. Well, you gotta keep listening to your sniper, you know, and just obey his wishes. Wherever he wants to peek, you go with him. You stick him off. You give him the buffs, and basically you just wait. And once you get the pick, you know, take a little bit more space, and you keep bullying them, and you try and make them. You make them sweat, Grumpy. And once they're sweating, you keep making them sweat, and then finally they're gonna have to wipe their forehead, and that's when you go in. In that analogy.
It's a good analogy. I respect that, as Eemes doesn't respect Elicor at all, and he just jumps into the boy, cleans him up, and that's going to cause. You mentioned it before, but that could cause a bit of fear factor. Yeah, it has caused fear factor for top 5. They've come back really far back actually. Are they gonna come back forward? Yeah. They've given up so much space.
I mean, if nerdRage had pushed that, they could have basically walked all the way into mid for free. I mean, as long as they dealt with the sniper okay. Because basically Ace went all the way back to Flowers, Elicor was not alive, and Demo's on sniper, so it was only Callback, the only explosive class holding chokes, and he wasn't even very close. So, yeah, but, oh my god, Elicor got destroyed by Eemes.
Beast. Again, they should just be going in now. Go in, boys, you can do it. I believe. Spiro wants to do it. I can see it. I can feel it as they are trying to go in piece by piece again. Eemes is behind, so he's probably looking to create a little bit of carnage of his own, or just annoy the absolute hell out of poor Elicor.
Oh, he beefed.
Oh, he beefed. Elikor on 5 HP.
Ams is just like... Ams is basically playing a pug right now, you know? He's just jumping around doing whatever occurs to him. It's interesting to see that nerdRage didn't actually go for any kind of play there with the demo pick and the sniper. You know, they could have taken a nice trade, but they're playing a little bit more passive in these stalemates, which is... I guess it does make sense, they are a round up, but it was actually working pretty well for them on Granary, them being more active, because it seemed like top 5 didn't have, you know, much of a plan on Granary, but it seems the roles have kind of reversed in this map. nerdRage being a little more slow, just sacking solo players and doing random things, and top 5 with a sniper trying to actually make things happen.
Yeah, it just seems like they're just chipping away at the clock. They don't want to make too many mistakes. They're just letting the clock go down. And it's classic European TF2. We like to slow things down and look at our options. We don't like to rush into things, as Demol goes in a bit too far for his boots. He's going to get cleaned up, and the bomb comes in as well. Arms coming in with the second bomb as they create so much space, but they lose both their soldiers. Elikor walks into a pipe though, goes super low, but they're going to want to push off that 100%. Only losing a sniper to 2 soldiers, that's going to be really, really good for top 5, as they just need to bomb, get that high ground. Not sending in much of a sack, as there is a real bunch going on. They could get the force
Elikor's
out.
doing so much damage onto them. And in fact,
they do decide to use the exchanges happen. It's looking stronger for... Oh god, they confuse me with the colour change, but nerdRage, as Scruff goes down to Elikor, and now they're pushing in, and actually top 5 looking so much stronger, clearing up players. They just need to cap up now and get in. They've cleaned up pretty much everyone they need to. Koff and Sprite are the only survivors left. They're going to start time onto the point. They need to get their players in. They get completely pushed off, and that's going to be 1 apiece. Wow. Oh, what an Uber exchange.
I mean, that whole thing, so it was a 5v4 situation for top 5 against nerdRage. But the whole thing basically stemmed from Smear. Instead of opting to hold close onto Flowers there and not letting them in and then taking a trade at the door, he held very far back in his patio. And when they got a worse force, they tried to chase in, and then Sorix had the better Uber, and everything just stemmed from them giving them so much space. Elikor was just free to rain damage onto them on patio, and everything was just very, very easy from top 5 from there. So kind of a poor decision for him to not hold the choke close.
Yeah, and look at the pressure right now into Valley. They're trying to sack everyone for Ace. Ace is still alive though, but they're forced all the way back in the Valley. Scruff trying to deal a little bit of a distraction for his team to get out, but they do get out, but they've got Scruff behind. It's not the perfect position to be in right now. Is he just going to go and bully someone? Like, where is this man going?
Yeah, he's not really... I mean, he's just slowing things down a little bit, but not really having too much impact on that mid. You know, being behind afterwards, instead of like, you know, trading for someone early on and, you know, actually making some impact to make your team win the mid is... You know, you'd much rather have the former, but, oh, sorry, the latter. I can't remember which one I said first, whatever. You'd much rather have him trade for someone early and actually have some impact than just, like, live for ages and do nothing. As, in fact, Ams comes in and gets a super nice force onto Ace. Ace extremely weak. He might have died to the escape plan there, so it's a pretty good pop by him, although obviously unfortunate not to hit the surf perfectly, and, yeah.
Soldier, or scout. Scruff behind does get spotted out. I thought it was a soldier because that's usually where soldiers hold. But no, it was Scruff. He goes down. And right now, again, just feeling like... It just feels like nerdRage need to tighten a couple of things up right now to really start getting start dominating on this. Because top 5 is starting to get into the swing of things, it feels like.
Well, I mean, you say that, but they did get... Ams did get a nice force onto Ace, and they have taken mid, so... And that could have gone very wrong for them. Obviously, they were 4v6 for a moment with Uber advantage, so if they had gotten aggressive there, they could have gotten back capped and lost the whole round, but they played it very slow. They knew that top 5 weren't willing to take aggressive positioning, because they might have gone Ubered on, and they just bullied them out off of that. So, nice force by Ams, and Scruff did die kind of an unfortunate time, but nerdRage just played slowly and securely enough to take advantage of it anyway, so that was nice by them.
And oh, Elikor completely denying that bomb play. Again, it just feels like they've slowed everything down. Like, everything is slow once again. Methodical, itching it in piece by piece, sending in the polygon bomb, but I do not know what that was. None of that made any sense to my brain. Eemes, any idea?
Well, kind of the theory is that the soldier Demo is holding flowers and he's looking towards flowers. If you bomb him from choke, he won't expect it, which is, it's kind of true, but also Demo was holding on a very thin fence, so it's kind of hard to shoot him. And Polygon basically just missed, so he didn't get the plan to Demo and just got destroyed. As Eemes does get another nice force onto Ace in flowers. They were playing very aggressive there, and Corbett will go down. Sprite still has not used those. Will be dropping Kunu with his pocket scout, so this could be problematic, but Scruff's going to run back in. It's looking fairly good for nerdRage. He needs to not get forced here, and it's a pretty nice mill by Sprite, so yeah, basically a great force by Eemes, and once again, another point goes to the hands of nerdRage.
And they just need to capitalize off this right now. They're already going into second. They know that they've got a decent amount of time. They can cap that off, get the just the positioning sorted, and get control of lobby. As Elicor does back out. So right now they're going to be waiting to get in, get their heals nicely distributed, and they're going to go in on the right hand side, try to deal with that. Well, the sentry gun's going to be no problem at all. Smire's trapping out on the right hand side. The rotation has come out of top 5. They're going to be trying to clean up some players. There's been a lot of exchanges, but it looks like they managed to get the Uber. Are they going to be able to clean it up? It doesn't look like nerdRage are going to cap this one out. As Smire goes down, Neo is going to be looking to go in through Shadow. They've equalized it out. A little bit of an advantage to Sprite, but a failed push nonetheless for nerdRage.
Yeah, there was definitely a risk by nerdRage to go on such a small advantage, but they really made it work with Ace. Actually, that 10% disadvantage, making it seem like 20 or 30%, because it took so long for him to get it that he dropped a lot of players before he actually could. And obviously, Thorax and Neo able to get the frags afterwards, but still a somewhat sizable advantage now for nerdRage. And actually, with all of top 5 playing close, they could actually get some frags here if they go quickly. But Eemes is dead, and they are going to opt to just leave. So nice aggressive holding of lobby from top 5 to make sure that they could not make any use of that small advantage.
And because of that, we've got a battalions. I actually wanted to talk to you about this. I feel like this is time to do it. What's your opinion of the battalions? Like the battalion, there was a surge when like battalions and conch was used all the time in Prem, and it's kind of gone away again. Like it's nowhere near as prevalent as it used to be. Like that was like Pappy's thing, one of the banners for a long time, and it just feels like it's not as common anymore.
I mean, I do think it's pretty good. I think one of the things about it is that because obviously it requires stalemating 2 or 3 or 4 minutes to get it at least, it's not really something you do too often in scrims, and so it's not really something that you practice very much. So generally in scrims you'll send solo sacks, maybe a double sack.
Oh my god!
But Kunu is destroying everybody on sniper, so I'm gonna stop talking about that. He's got 3 kills.
Oh my god! He's got 3. One of them was a snap. They've got the force now. They did bleed out Smire. Are they gonna? They don't really want to be pushing in on a sniper for the Uber, but they have got Uber advantage. They've cleaned up Elicor. They're going to start more time onto the point. Uber has been used out. Scruff needs to get the frag. Oh my god! He doesn't get ace. He now needs to back out with his team. As all these soldiers are in, he's going to get cleaned up. Sprite's all alone unless... Does he have a soldier with him? Oh, he does. I'm saving him from the Rex.
Why did they do that?
Eemes is in. Why are you... Okay. Eemes is in. He just was fully in then. 100% commitment to the cause there. And he goes down as a result.
I mean, I have to go back and talk about that Uber. They took an Uber with a sniper and a scout into basically the entire team, and Scruff got maybe 1 or 2 frags. Kunu even got dropped in it, so it's basically Scruff just running around, chasing their whole team like a little puppy, chasing, lapping at their heels, but unable to actually do anything because he's just one player. So it was a terrible, terrible use of their full Uber advantage. They could have just run all the way out, dropped Kunu even because he's irrelevant at that point. He's a sniper, and used the Uber later when their team was up. But they decided to take a hero Uber on Scruff, and because he didn't hit like 10 meat shots in a row, they didn't win.
Don't you hate it when you're the scout doesn't hit 10 meat shots in a row? Like there's nothing he can do. But they've got the force out of Ace, and Sprite got trapped in. He is getting cleaned up. So again, oh, Smire! Woo! Boy, oh, and the
in this game?
What is this? Who is this? Who am I? Who are you? And
who are
what? What? They're gonna win this? No, they can't.
That was a crazy play from Swing. He so nearly killed Elikor as well. Elikor was 5 HP, but he couldn't get the pipe onto him, and he actually should have used Sickies to try and secure it. But top 5 trying to make some kind of a push out here. They do have picks, but there's really nice spawners. A nice pipe from Elikor onto Kunu, but he is very weak now, and it's going to be a really tough push for them. Actually pulling them gets baited off of that, so there's one pick to work off of. If they get nice counter aggression here with Eemes behind, this could be a nice push for nerdRage. But they're just going to be flying right now. Lots of damage onto top 5. They're probably going to have to leave shots. Elikor dies. Ace is so weak, and actually, yeah, positioning was just so bad. Top 5, they just have to leave.
nerdRage, indeed. They're creating so many advantages for themselves, and they need to work on this. They're doing the classic push with the right-hand side. Smear now capping off left, denying the people coming in. They've done so much time on the point, and they are going to get it this time. Smear doing that absolutely perfectly. Doing the Kada style of last push, where you just slide Sticky in, force them into their right side, well, your right side, and then just immediately sticking off the left, denying them coming out. Really good work from him there.
Yeah, pushing up that 10% advantage. They did it quite a few times, but finally it did work, with Ace not even ever getting his Uber there. Basically just, as we saw from nerdRage on Snakewater, just a scuffed push out of last by top 5, and they get punished really hard for it.
Yeah, it's just like, Eemes gets completely suspended. Nice rocket onto the scout though. Callback is going to be down, and they're going to just regroup. Oh, Smear with a nice pipe. But all in all, we just need to see if any connection is going to happen. Is Scruff behind again? He needs to go join his team. He needs to be a part of this. You mentioned it before. He really needs to be, splashing out some damage for his team. At least, supporting the plays. It's a very long and arduous fight right now coming out of both teams, and maybe looking at backing out. Scruff flanking again. Eemes is going to get cleaned up by Sorex, and top 5 are going to take out that very, very long mid fight.
Yeah, so an almost symmetrical fight there, but top 5 had Elikor and nerdRage had Eemes, and being a soldier is just not as good in those late fights because you can just get focused down really easily by both scouts. So Eemes tried to make stuff happen by jumping around, but in the end he's a lot less efficient at trading damage, and he did go down. Callback finally, with a little sack. Demon will go in as well, so this is kind of a feed. I don't know why they would sack 2 solis here. Definitely gives a chance for nerdRage to push, but equally there are ways that nerdRage could mess this up, and if they do, this could be catastrophic for them.
And because of that, it's just they're trying to hold on. Cost actually in. They've got the Uber exchange started. It's just chaos. It's chaos again. Flashing left, right, and center. They're trying to cause something to happen. It's looking a little bit stronger for nerdRage as Polygon comes in and cleans up Ace. So they should be able to cap up. But Elikor, huge amount of damage onto them. Smear gets separated at 26 HP. They're backing out Sprite and the Scout. Smear, what? Elikor just killed himself. Nice.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
Oh my god.
So yeah, with Elikor and Smear with an extremely derpy 1v1, but Sprite will have advantage here. With so many players down, they're actually going to be able to retake second completely for free, but there is definitely time for top 5 to get a nice. In fact, they can get a Reaper ship. Sprite doesn't even have Reaper. They're getting into the back cap. They managed to block the. It's still going to be a really nice fight for top 5 onto this second here if they got some really good damage. But Elikor is weak, or Demon rather, and it's just a very scrappy fight now. But Sprite has to do it very soon.
Smear has gone down as well, which is not good. The bomb's coming. Oh, nice air shot. But gets the kill. Now the double scout. Chariot Uber is in. They're trying to catch out players. Scout behind. Scruff manages to get the med. Now it's Elikor next to get. He's just going to try and quad aim him down. And that's all she wrote. And there's players behind. What is Callback doing? Callback and Smear just trade. Okay.
The control point is being.
You might be asking yourself, how come Sprite is on 80% already? Well, Sprite took Ace's minigun when he died, which is a really, really huge heads-up play, and he managed not to die doing it because it can be, pretty risky when you do that. But now it's a massive, massive advantage, which when it wouldn't have been otherwise. And either top 5 might not know, might hold a bit more aggressively, or they could, use this advantage to get all the way into top 5's last if they're quick about it. So really nice heads-up play there from Sprite.
There's a Australian team, one of their sole strat plays, and they're in Australian Prem. I can't remember the name. I think it was I can't remember off the top of my head, but the whole play was crits, kill med, drop med, take their Uber. And that's exactly what happened here. They took that Uber, and it means that they're able to just go in with such a huge... And it completely throws off your timing. Good push. 3-1. Pretty much all she wrote at this point. Like, they need 7 minutes to get 2 rounds. Could they do it? Or is it going to be nerdRage coming to contest you for that spot against Ascent, Eames?
It's looking very strong for them right now. Yeah, this mid is going to be absolutely crucial for top 5. They haven't had great ones so far. They're rolling out flowers. They're going to need to get... Basically, they need to go Sprite and keep Ace alive. But whether that happens remains to be seen.
And on this right now, this is looking like a bomb coming out. Demol, he's trying to get onto Sprite. He is going to clean it up. And whilst it's happening in the other field, Ace is still alive. And with no heals, they need to decide if they're going to continue this fight or back out. And it looks like top 5 fear. And they backed out, trying to deal with little attempts to chase coming out of nerdRage, but that's going to be the mid cap for them. They're going to go pick up Sprite in a second. It's actually the repush comes back in. Maybe looking for some sort of bomb play. Polygon looking like he was going to do something, but decides to back out. He's going for the bomb now. Sorex immediately cleans him up. Huge amount of damage out of him. They're not going to be able to stay in for long. And they managed, top 5 managed to push out nerdRage.
Yeah, definitely kind of pull bomb from Poly there, getting absolutely read perfectly by Sorex. Am's going to have to leave this as well. In fact, top 5 might even have an advantage for last, so they can roll this really quickly and get a round here if they're quick about it. And they will be heading lower, so they're going to go super aggressively with this, and there's still 40% advantage. Elicor in deep, Sorex in deep as well.
And due to that, they've already started some count time. The bomb's coming from Demol. Oh my god, Demol with some great damage. But only losing 1, managing to get in scruff. Sorex now putting in work. Jesus. Great work from Sorex.
Sprite needed to make up 40% in that last defense until he had his Uber, and their team was too split. I think he got about 25% out of it, but in the end he was in spawn, his players were blocking the point, and there was just nothing they could do to get that Uber. Apparently Ace dropping a question mark, which you love to see actually. There's some mind games, toxic behaviour. Who's mind gaming who though? Who knows? Maybe Ace is actually tilted. But yeah, really nice, brilliant round from top 5 really. They took it, they did exactly what they needed to do, and they took it really quickly, so they're back in the game now.
And they need to play this mid super strong as they're spamming away. 4 minutes left. They get Sprite. Ace is returned though. So now it's about heals and where they are distributed. And Smeary is going to actually get cleaned up by Sorex. Demol coming back in. Great direct onto Koff. And with 2 players left, Ams and Scruff not the healthiest boys. Scruff going down. Ams getting a pack. Is he going to try and come back in and go for some sort of play? They are all super low.
Yeah, really weak. And Ams will go for the play now. Callback's weak, going to contest him on the spire. He does hit a nice rocket, but in fact, Ams needs to kill Callback there to get anything. He will kill Neo though. Could actually get another frag.
Oh no, he's 3 HP. He's going to get cleaned up. But yeah, good attempt from him. They're going to cap it out now. I think they're waiting for Ace to come back and join them on mid.
So 4 minutes now. This is all going to be, all to play for in these next few minutes. But top 5 really need to start making something happen quickly. And so now nerdRage, they just got to think, well, where is this play going to come from? There's probably going to be some kind of dry push fairly soon. Smith has flowers completely trapped off. In fact, they're just going to run straight through choke, and it's a really nice bust. nerdRage playing so passive defensive, they're just going to get pushed all the way out. And they've basically just given this whole point up for free, Grumpy. Why? Why would they do that?
The fear. The main thing is they don't want to lose Sprite. They're like too scared to lose Sprite because they know that if they do, it will go to a golden cap. They don't want it to go to a golden cap. They want to win, and this just seems like playoff jitters as Soldier comes in, tries to deal some damage. Ams is going to get completely pressured by Demol. Goes super low, 15 HP, but he is going to get healed up in a second. And again, they're just looking for angles. Sentry gun is already down. So potentially a heavy would be a better spot for Scruff, but he's looking to set up that sentry gun again. And right now, with Uber's equal, Demol's going to go in for the bomb. He's going to go straight into the sentry gun. He is going to get cleaned up very quickly as he tries to make that place. Ams goes super low on the right-hand side again. Koff going for the save on his teammate. And they still manage to push out top 5, so their rotation's not going to be strong enough. I love the double soldier on right play for holding this point. Just have 2 soldiers locking this down, spamming like crazy. The rest of your off classes doing what they want. And Koff tries to get onto Elikor, tracks his head really nicely until the last second, but gets them all. That's a frag. Koff now trying to do some more magic as he's trying to peek this angle, but the bomb comes in from Korbak. Only a 50 on him, and Elikor still peeking. That's so risky. You don't really want to peek Koff.
Yeah, really with that angle, just completely locked down. And they do actually bust right side really effectively top 5, but in fact with Kunu watching it, this could be very problematic for them if Ace does get shot at, and they will use him extremely early here. Can they get the sentry down? Can they get any frags or even the force from Sprite? It's not looking like a Scruff will go down and they're just going to have to leave, but what this could potentially do is bait them into a terrible repush. Ace is just about alive, but this should be a really, really easy repush for nerdRage if they do want to take it, but you never know, there could be some kind of way they mess it up. With Kunu going down there, that is actually quite a problem. Things could go wrong for them now, but Ace is going to die on his own! Ace, no!
Oh, the rocket. Nearly from Neo. Oh, there's a cap attempt going on. Oh, everyone's going back.
Oh my god, Smear huge! Wow.
That's so close. They're just going for the play. Smear trying his best.
Destroying, and they use. Why did they use?
God, he gets a force.
If they go to second here, they're going to be throwing really hard. Basically, this is a push for the round, for the whole match, really, for top 5. They have to make this. They have got really nice cap time. It's going to be even Uber, so this is definitely doable. It's basically all comes down to whether a Smear and the explosive classes can lock them in a choke, or whether they can get in for free. The sentry is up on left side, so yeah, this really all comes down to it now for top 5. They need to make this cleanly, but they do have the advantage of the point being almost capped, so yeah, it all comes down to this now, Grumpy.
Yeah, this is going to be the last attempt really coming out of top 5. They're either going to have to work this. They've got that Kritzkrieg, so if Elikor can pull out some magic, they need to know where Sprite is. That's so important. They need to know where he is. They're going to go for it now. They know exactly where he is. They've gone for the first one, not connected. The rotation has come out from Sprite to stay alive. He's got his Uber. He's used it out now. Unless nerdRage completely mess this up. There is 15 seconds left. They're going in. They're looking for some frags. Smear goes super low. Oh my god, he gets the pipe. It's gonna be Elikor goes down. Neo is the last survivor. He's all the way back in spawn. It is all over. Congratulations to nerdRage. They are going to be facing Electra in the semi-finals to decide who goes against Ascent.eu.
Yep. Wow. Really close game. My prediction not coming off in the end for Sunshine, but that's alright.
I got Sunshine right, thank you very much.
Yeah, beast. Well done.
Not so much of a smooth brain now.
Yeah, that was a really, really intense game down to the end, you know. I mean, Elikor, he had the chance to go super clutch mode for his team. He didn't quite hit the stickies. It's pretty tragic for him, honestly. But yeah, I think... Wow, what do you think about that game, Grumpy? I thought it was very intense, very good to watch, to be honest.
Beautiful level of chaos, very, very entertaining, and you know, it's good to see these sorts of games. There was always something happening. There were some slow moments, but all in all, it was just a great game, just a great set of games in general. Like, I loved it, every second of it. It was really good. And how are you feeling about facing off against these guys? Just before we bring it to interviews, I'm gonna kind of interview you. You're seeing this, you know who you're going up against, nerdRage. How are you feeling? We'll give you a second to shit talk and then let them do the same.
I think it's gonna be a really tough game. I think they've showed themselves, you know, they've come through a really tough best of 3 in this, and they come up tops. You know, some difficult moments, but you know, they played pretty good. So we're gonna be scrimming hard, and you know, definitely not underestimating our opponents. That's all I can say is.
I'm super excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch. It's going to be an interesting game. But I think all we've got is a cough. So shall we bring him in and have a little chat with the memes?
Let's do it. Get him in here. Oh, we can do logs. I'd love some logs.
Do we have to?
I just want to say quickly. Okay. Callback, 61 health packs, respectable. Eemes, pocket soldier, 7 air shots, 101 health packs taken. So that kind of points out. You know, Eemes was basically just playing Pug Roma, just jumping around, making absolute chaos the whole map, and he did get a nice 290 DPM to show for it. So, you know, he kind of just went... He stopped playing, like, in his combo at all. You know, he just went... He went funny mode, but I seem to work fairly well, so that's good to see, I guess.
I like the 101 health packs. I've got to say that's impressive. I don't even know how you do that. What percentage heal did he get? He got Roma stats like completely, but then so did Korvac and Demul. Like they had respectively very very low heals as well, lower than Neo and Sorex. But can we just talk about Sorex? Sorex played his heart out on that last map. Like there were some moments where he just went completely off. And I feel really unfortunate for him, but nerdRage manages. It doesn't take one player to win a match; it takes an entire team, and nerdRage were just winning it just by the skin of their teeth. But shall we bring in Koff? Yeah. All right.
Let's do it. I think we've
It's not working.
Got to send Jonah coming as well. Wait a minute. I don't have privileges. Oh no.
He's not in the interview me channel. I can't drag him.
What a fool.
Cough! Cough! Do I have...
He's in it now.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Cough.
Right, I was in the interview me channel, then someone moved me.
Oh my god, did I move you out?
You moved me out.
Well, that's one way to start a. Shall we bring in Scruff, Asduff? I'm bringing in Scruff. Let's bring in Scruff as well. Hi, Scruff. Welcome to the Scuffed interview.
Thank you.
All right. So, congratulations are in order, guys. Well done bringing it up against top5rocket. Now you're going to be playing against Electra. But most importantly, let's talk about the games that are just happening. How are you feeling coming off those games, boys?
Yeah, it's pretty good. We didn't have the greatest week of scrims, so it's nice to end it on a high.
Yeah. Feeling pretty epic. It was tense, so love a good game like that. That's what we live for.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello. And we've also been joined by Elacor.
Hello.
So I'll repeat. Well, I'll ask a very similar question. So commiserations, Elacor, for being knocked out. But how are you feeling, just in general, about the season and coming potentially third or fourth? No,
Fourth, yeah.
Yeah, coming fourth, all in this season of Prem.
Yeah, well, felt pretty good this season to play with Ace and Sorex. I just think it's disappointing to finish fourth, considering nerdRage and Aura are like just as good as we are, but was very close, and in the end they just win by one round. But yeah, I don't regret this, and it was pretty good overall.
Wonderful. So let's just break down the map. So we had the first map being Snakewater, which was nerdRage's pick, and coming into that, it was interesting. It felt like there was a little bit of a shake at the start for you, Koff, for you guys, and then you started to get control, forcing some mistakes out of top5rocket, and you managed to win out the map. Like, was that indicative of how it felt, or did you feel like you guys were great out of the gate?
Well, the first round of the first map was like 10 minutes, wasn't it? It was like 9 minutes 30 or something. So I think it was shaky for both of us to start with. But I think once that first round was on the board for them, I think both teams like settled into like their mojo of how they wanted to play, and they felt more comfortable.
What about yourself, Scruff? How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I think pretty similar. We grew into the game. Like, Snake has always been a map we've been confident on, so we just knew that if we took it slow, we would be able to control the game, and we ended up doing that. And then, yeah, a few turning points, but it mostly seemed to be a pretty... I feel like it's quite indicative of our play. We control the game a lot, but we don't actually manage to do anything with it. And I felt like on Snake we did control the game, and we did actually manage to do something with it. So.
No, 100%. Though you did manage to get like full control, and that really helped you, like just in general. Elacor, coming into the first map, you guys get the first round. What did you feel like there was obviously the key mistakes of the drops? Did that shake you guys quite a bit, or was it just do you feel like you guys managed to stabilize it, or do you feel like during that map those drops really affected you, just kind of almost mentally?
No, I didn't even notice he dropped like so many times. He dropped like 2 or 3 times something on the first map. But the biggest issue was the mids, which was the same problem on Granary. We lost pretty much every mid, and yeah, I don't know. Koff said they were able to control the game, but I feel like we basically dominated them on Snake, but we just lost every mid. We had to recover from it, like 3 push from last every time, and yeah, that's was pretty hard. But the drops, like I played overall kind of well, so yeah, it was not an issue.
And Eames, what are you thinking about the second map? Shall we move on to it?
Sure.
Let's have a. Have you got? Because I can only look at things surface level. I only can look out from the outside looking in. Is there any like questions on the second map you want to?
I only have one
ponder?
question, which is for the nerdRage guys. Was it like obviously you lost right at the death, 2-2, and then you had the server switch, and then you finally lost the round right at the end with a very unfortunate drop. Were you guys sad after that? Like you shouldn't have lost it. You should have taken it to a golden cap. How was the mood in Mumble at that point?
I think it wasn't too bad. Like we'd been behind most of the game, and we had like pulled back into it once the map changed, and we lost the point a bit before. Like it was all it was more our faults that we just we had the issue with holding last, which we had a couple of times. I don't think our morale stayed pretty high throughout. I don't think that affected it at all. Like we've all been all of us but Sprite have played playoffs so many times and best of 3 so many times that losing a map, it's not the end of the world, and you just learn how to deal with it. I think we did that well.
Actually, that's a really good point. How did you feel Sprite performed during playoffs? Because it's his first playoffs of Prem.
I think quite simply, Sprite is possibly the best medic in Prem apart from Seeds. Like that's what it feels like to us. I think we've all got 100% faith in him. I mean, there are still a few issues we need to iron out, but that's natural for any medic that's going to start in Prem. I think we're all very happy with his performance.
I do think he has exploded onto the scene personally.
He's just come out on. He's been around for a while. He's just finally managed to break into Prem, and it's going well for him.
There's how many? There was like 5 medics this season in Prem that were brand new, like they've never played Prem before. Like Ace being one of them, Shock and Sprite. And I think of the 5, Ace and Sprite are the strongest so far. I think, even though Aura finished above both of us, I feel like Sprite's come the furthest, and I think he's playing the best of them all right now.
Sprite, if you hear this, you're crap, so this ego doesn't get bad.
Hey, you want to catch these hands?
And Alacor, like, kind of moving forward from there, and especially on the second map for you guys, you managed to win it out at the last second. Emotions were obviously high. Coming into Sunshine, did you have a game plan? Was there like a certain way you wanted to try and force nerdRage into anything, or do you feel like you were a bit unconfident because that started off as one of the most had the most one-sided stretch out of any of the maps, and you guys managed to claw it back? Do you feel like you went into it guns blazing, or did you feel like you had to kind of figure out what nerdRage were doing?
We didn't really have a plan. Sunshine is one of our worst map, but at the same time, we were counting on the momentum because we won the Granary. But overall, I don't know, it was a bit messy on our side. I don't even remember what happened. It was just, I don't really know.
That's acceptable. I believe that, just quickly, I think Eames has to go. So
I can say to the MS, let's get over quickly.
Okay. Well, have you got any more questions then? Do you want to talk about anything about the last map? Okay.
No, I'm good. I'm
yeah.
I'm satisfied.
Cool. Thanks
My
for
itch has been
responding.
scratched.
Cheers, Eames. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. God. All right. Well,
thought you were
we'll
talking to
round
them,
this
sorry.
off. Yeah.
Yes,
you
my
guys-
My bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's switch
Shout out
the
to
flip.
Copper. I'm out.
Yo, Cough, Elikor,
He's gone.
Scruff, do you guys have any questions for me?
Who do you think is going to win next week?
Eames is gone now, so you can say us and not forget
okay.
it.
I feel like it's going to be or Electra.
Wow.
I'm going to be honest, but I feel like it's going to be close. I definitely feel like it's going to be a close. I feel like the scoreline is going to be very similar to what's happened today. I just feel like throughout the season, or Electra have looked a lot more consistent. And it's kind of shown in the season. So whether or not the effects of playoffs affect them, because it's always been kind of a meme with Eames when it comes to playoffs, especially like a few seasons back. So it could be to your advantage, but it just depends on how the games go and how tight you guys play, and you force Eames into situations he doesn't like. Then I feel like you guys will take it, but I feel like if it is going to be a win to either side, it's going to be super close. It's not going to be a slide in any way.
I'll just say,
Am I dead to you?
whereas Sprite has come from Div 1, which he's played about 50 billion times, Shock is coming from mid-playoffs to Prem playoffs.
Is that your
That's
defining fact?
That's my watch out. Don't get overconfident. You listening, Laurie?
All right. Well, Cough, if it's okay with you, I'll go to shout-outs now.
Shout out the team. Shout out the org. Shout out you guys for the game. And shout out production. Love you all.
Cheers, man. Elikor?
Shout out to the top 5 crew and to my brother Fognox.
Hey, Scruff?
Yeah, shout out to my team. Shout out to the rest of the teams in playoffs. It's been a pretty good season. That's it.
Sweet. Well, I want to shout out everyone watching, everyone who's been a part of ETF2L during all these seasons. And yeah, send all your love to everyone. It's all good. Thanks, ArchRhythm, for producing. Thank you for Eames for running away. And yeah, we'll see you when Electra face off against nerdRage. And yeah, we'll see some slappage again. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.